Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TTV podcast, episode 300. And 354, yay! I messed up.
I'm Bob.
I'm LJ.
I'm Ben.
I'm Starbreaker.
And I'm Dakota.
And hello, everybody.
What's up?
Hi.
Hello.
I think Mardi Gras. Yeah, it's like a new one.
Mardi Gras, yeah.
Heck yeah.
It's a perfect fit. I just don't
Love the
recall hearing
excitement.
it before. Well
Mardi
done.
Gras, yeah.
Thank
It
you all
felt
for.
like a big celebration today, in a way.
So true.
Was it a big
Yeah.
celebration today? What are we celebrating?
Well, there's that solar eclipse
Yeah, there
that
was
happened
that.
today.
I was stuck at work. I missed it.
I was at home with my windows open the whole day, and well, I didn't see anything because it didn't really affect where I live.
Yeah, I didn't really
I
see
went
anything earlier.
outside. I went outside to look and was like super excited for it, and all I could see was clouds.
Yeah.
The
I'm
lighting
dreaming.
got a little odd at points, but that was about it. Also,
Yeah.
Dakota's in Germany, so
I just watched the NASA stream the whole day because I knew I wasn't really going to be able to see it. Even if I had the glasses, which I don't, I'm not going to see it. So I just watched the stream, and it's funny just seeing like all these reports coming from Texas and Alaska, I think, or I forget where, just like random parts of the country that were like tuned in, reporting all of the hype around the solar eclipse, and you just got crowds of people outside all cheering as the eclipse went total. And I'm like, man, that looks like a lot of fun. It's like a block party.
yeah, son.
And then it
Who
and then it lasts
cares?
for like a few minutes, and then it's over. All the hype is gone.
There were like crowds gathering outside of my Target, except we're not even in like the cone of like a total eclipse. So I don't know why
that's
people
what
were
it's
just
called, a
desperate to
cone.
see whatever. You know, yeah, like the area of the cone. I don't know.
There's a lot of people just like out on lawns, even if they're in like you get 30% of the eclipse zone. It's
I mean, I get that it's
Wild.
like better than nothing, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't exactly that impressive.
I feel so.
But I didn't see even that because I was working.
Yeah. So I have been to a full totality eclipse, the one that happened back in 2017, shortly before some large event occurred. I don't know if you guys be familiar with it, but that was extremely impressive because like everything changes, like everything gets dark. If there are any animals, like any at all, like insects or anything, they go quiet. There's just
Yeah, the
nothing.
entire, just the general, I don't know, atmosphere of your local area changes if you're in that area, where you can get the total eclipse. I remember in some of the streams, they were reporting that they were just suddenly seeing bats flying about in the air as soon as the solar eclipse went total. Yeah. And then suddenly you'll see like fireflies going about, like all the nocturnal animals started acting up.
Yeah.
For
Nope.
just those few minutes.
It is super cool. If we ever are in the realm of one on like a TTV trip or something, I definitely
that'd be sick.
I will push for that because it's worth seeing in person.
I love the
Yeah,
realm
we
of eclipse.
The realm of
can't-
eclipse.
I can't
I
help
think we had a
but
partial one here in like 2015, and I was still in school, and we all like went out and looked at it, and it was pretty cool. It was still nice, even though it was just like a partial one.
yeah.
It's
I wonder what that was like for people in ancient times, though. Like, they go outside and the sun is covered up, and all of a sudden the birds go quiet. It's, oh, the end times are nigh.
I mean, yeah, I imagine that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
Dakota, your voice is so nice. Can you say strudel?
What?
Strudel.
Oh, it's so good.
delicious.
I can hit
strudel.
the German more if you want me.
Do it. Hit the German. Do it.
Hit the German.
Strudel.
Yeah.
Epic.
The
was
simple
trying-
pleasures of life.
What it's like to be an American.
Strudels are great, man. They're like my favorite breakfast snack.
Wait, why are you having strudel for breakfast?
Toaster strudels.
Why aren't you having something more healthy, like eggs?
Because I ran out of the healthy
Bagel.
stuff,
Okay.
so I go into the freezer and I grab a strudel.
Okay, breakfast is like the least healthy meal of the day.
Yeah,
But it
disgusting,
doesn't have to be.
greasy bacon,
Okay.
cheesy like breakfast wraps.
Well, I don't know.
I usually just have like scrambled eggs.
It's definitely one of the healthiest because you're getting, you can have some bread, some toast, right? Some eggs. Those are pretty nutritious. You can have some fruit.
Yeah, but the problem is like it's an overabundance of nutrition at the very start.
No, it's
of
a
the day.
well-balanced breakfast.
No, it isn't. Almost all
Depends on
American
how much
breakfast
you eat.
foods are not.
Well, I
Like-
usually make my own breakfast, so.
Wait, hold it.
Yeah.
Sakota, what do you have for breakfast? What's it like over
Strudels.
there?
I mean, a lot of bread, honestly, and then like
Yeah.
some people eat like cheese or a sausage or more like sweet stuff like jam,
not
Nutella.
too dissimilar to us.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah, the difference is the quality of food in Germany is going to be way better than anything that everyone in the States is eating. It's just
Yeah, and Germans are very
I-
particular about their bread. We have like, I don't know, 200 kinds of bread or something.
my
like
gosh.
that.
OMG, me too.
It's wild.
I'm particular
Yeah.
about my bread too. High five.
funny how that works, Meso.
Sad.
Yeah, it was
I always
actually really
admire
funny.
That chunk of the world for.
Ta-
Okay.
ta- talking to some of our European friends, they were very perplexed whenever I would talk about having like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, because to them that was a dessert-like item, but to me,
Yeah.
that's a lunch item,
That has like no nutritional
I mean,
value outside of
It's
the bread.
dude.
I treat it like a dessert item.
The peanut
personally,
butter,
but-
Ven? The peanut butter.
I treat it like a dumpster.
Yes, LJ,
item,
even the
so-
peanut
Oh
butter.
my gosh.
Shut up, Massa.
To each their own.
Meso, yeah, okay. Listen,
You know what's good? You know what's better than a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? A jelly sandwich. That's good.
Mm,
Meso, you have a problem.
No, that's just
Incorrect.
You
that's
have
straight up
like
dessert.
you have like
There's
grape
not even
jelly
Incorrect.
and
debate.
strawberry jelly.
Is
I
this
love
Cope?
jelly.
Are we witnessing Cope right now?
I do love me the jelly.
I just clued in. Maybe Messo's like fascination with awful
No,
food is
well,
Cope.
I think we
can't-
can all agree that one of the essential
peanut
parts
butter
of
isn't-
breakfast is orange juice. You need orange juice.
Okay,
You're always
so
gonna have some orange juice.
I
It has nothing
haven't-
to do with that.
It
Peanut butter
depends.
isn't gluten.
I haven't had orange
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
the
juice
just
bread
saying.
is
in so
Well,
long.
yeah.
peanut butter's delicious.
the sandwich part.
I mean, you can have gluten-free bread.
Yeah,
There
but
were-
it's-
all I'm
it is
saying is
infinitely worse.
There were 12
Yeah, but
years
if you
of my
get
life.
rid of the gluten, you get rid of the nutrition.
There were 12 years of my life where I didn't have to eat gluten free, and I did not fill those 12 years with PB and J. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I did eat my fair share of jelly sandwiches.
Maybe that was a mistake. Wait, okay.
Maybe
I'm-
if you
I'm
had
just-
peanut butter, you would still be able to have gluten.
I'm
I don't think that's how it
I'm
works.
I'm just queuing into the fact that you took pieces of bread and slopped over like a big spoonful
Yeah,
of
dude.
jelly. In
No wonder you
between.
can't have gluten anymore. You ruined your diet.
Honestly, probably like you might have like had like exposure like issues that triggered your gluten intolerance.
Nah, fam, it was great. I had like 1/2 apricot and 1/2 strawberry, and then I
Oh,
like,
you mixed
combined them
jams? You
together.
sicko.
That's a little.
Wait, have a
I
smoothie,
don't know
dude.
about that. Yeah, just make a smoothie.
Wait,
Or just
okay,
have
okay,
some
wait. So did you toast the bread?
No.
What the heck?
Okay.
Ew.
What's wrong with you?
All right.
Just
Uh,
I mean, this is Mr. Put the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich in the fridge with ketchup on it. So
Which I stand
Hold
by.
up.
by the
Wait a
way.
second.
Oh.
Something ain't right.
You
I
just
maintain
triggered my
this is all
coughing
Coke.
fit.
You put ketchup
This is
on a chicken sandwich?
yes.
You call it
ketchup.
ketchup?
No, they put ketchup on the fridge. Listen, LJ.
The ketchup is the secret ingredient, Elder.
there's
You're a little
nothing
behind on
secret
the
about
times.
it.
You need to catch up.
It needed to stay a
Insane.
secret ingredient.
LJ, say ketchup again.
Ketchup?
That's not how you said it before.
Okay, so I'm not consistent in the way that I say ketchup.
Okay, see there.
Yeah,
you
he
just
said it. He just said catch up.
You said ketchup. Everybody point and laugh.
Ah.
Okay,
Why
wait,
don't
how,
you guys...
how do you guys say eggs?
Eggs?
Eggs.
Eggs.
Okay. Eggs. Okay. Now, so say eggs.
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 Okay. Some people say eggs.
Eggs.
With like
I know someone that says eggs.
I've also heard ags. Ags.
ags.
Eggs.
It almost sounds like you're saying hags, like the thing you write in somebody's yearbook.
That sounds
Have a great
nasty.
summer.
Ugh.
I would like some ags.
Eggs
Yeah,
are
Eyes,
not a fan.
eyes over easy.
Eggs. Eggs. Sounds like when they're
Let
talking
me
about
get some
a cool
scrambled
egg.
eggs.
Oh no.
No, what I was gonna
Alright,
say
well.
earlier though is like I've always admired the health standards of food overseas, like the fact that they are the certain things that they'll consider like sweets or the just how their base foods will be way more nutritional than what you can get in North America. Like I was watching a YouTube video recently of a guy that was trying out some candy that he picked up while he was in Iceland, and most of the candy there was unsweetened licorice, or it was like salted. There was no sugar, it was a salt candy. So what they considered to be like a treat or a sweet was, I guess, mostly sodium based or like unsweetened licorice, so it didn't really have the same kind of sugar content that you expect from the fructose overload that is North American candy.
Was this a land of horses? Just
I
chowing
don't
down
know.
on
I don't know
salt
anything about.
cubes?
I don't know anything about Iceland, so
I have
I've
a
heard
request
from
from
Sweden.
Aaron.
That they have a lot of like salty snacks too.
yeah.
But eating too much salt probably is also not that good.
Yeah, it's
so.
also bad.
Oh,
for
sure.
you.
Yeah.
Aaron Gingerman in the patron chat wants the Meso cookbook.
Oh gosh.
You
I
don't
will
want
get-
that.
You'll probably find it in between the cushions of the meso couch.
One day. One day. I'll get right on that, Aaron.
What, what I don't understand is how American food is so processed and so filled with preservatives, and yet all of it goes bad after a week anyway.
That's a
What
really
are we
good point.
doing?
It
What
does
is
feel
going
like
on?
shelf life
It's
is
because
very
it doesn't
fast.
actually go into preserving the food. It goes into addicting you to it, making it taste better. It's why so much American food just
It
has sugar
preserves
in
the
it. 'Cause
flavor.
that's it. It's like that's triggering dopamine reactions in your brain so that you become dependent on having that food in your diet, and when you're without it, it actually causes withdrawal syndromes and stuff like
Could-
that.
Could it be like a logistics thing that it just takes a long time for the food to get to the store, and then by then a lot
Maybe.
of like the shelf
For
life's already over?
some stuff,
Because the
but
US
a
is
lot
like
of
a lot
it.
bigger, I imagine, than like Germany, for example. So maybe that
Yeah.
like, takes time to transport stuff. I don't know.
That
Just a
could
guess.
be it. Our infrastructure is definitely not really built towards delivering food very quickly. Like apples, for example. I used to live in Washington, and most of the United States apples come from there. And most apples are in an icebox or freezer for upwards of, I think the number my boss said was 8 months before they hit shelves, which was a mind-blowing number.
Well, it's,
You're not eating an
Jeez.
apple until
yeah,
8
it's-
months after it's been picked.
But that's not because the U.S. has an issue with logistics. Quite the opposite. It's because apples keep extremely
Yeah,
well.
they're seasonal.
Yeah, but they're seasonal fruit, so it makes sense to
That's
just
fair.
have them. You can have them all year round because they keep so well. I used to work at a fruit packing shed, and stuff would go from the orchards
didn't know
to
that.
a freezer, and the apples keep a while. So
They keep
Hmm.
so well.
yeah, that's why
I
they
guess
keep
the
doctors
difference in perspective would be about like processed food. I would be very I'd be very curious to know um what the average like holding time is for food that is over processed and overworked on to make it quote unquote tastier.
We need somebody in the food industry to spill the secrets.
I mean,
Dakota, you're up.
Sugar is
like-
definitely a big thing. That's for sure.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of food science classes, and yeah, it's about like basically a lot of it is about like how much water is accessible to bacteria in food products. So if they have a
Oh.
lot of sugar or salt, it binds water, or if it's dried, it binds water, and that like increases, of course, how long you can keep stuff before it goes bad. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
What is your guys' favorite snack food?
Define snack
Hmm.
food.
I'm not a
Like-
snacking guy. I don't snack.
No. I think
Yeah.
for me it depends on the occasion. Like if I'm going out to see a movie or watching something, but I want to eat, I don't know. Like I'm hungry but not that hungry. I could go for something light. Then I'll probably have like maybe a bag of chips or I don't know.
I feel like I'm more likely to get something to drink than something to eat when I'm
You know,
feeling
I am too.
peckish.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, when it comes to snacks, my favorite, if I'm out and about, whatever's easily accessible. I love trail mix. I like potato chips. Which
You actually like trail mix,
Absolutely.
unironically?
unironically, yes, I enjoy trail mix.
That kind
Not
of
a bad-
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
Trail
no,
mix good.
trail mix is really good.
I'm very much
Bad.
I'm
Go.
very much a chip guy, but I'm very particular about the kind of chips I eat. I only like certain kinds. I'm not a fan of regular potato chips. I'm a fan of like extra spicy, spicier the better. Particularly like some kind of like habanero mix. There's this brand.
Well, yeah,
called
because
the
you like
Eclipse.
pain. If
has,
the
like,
food isn't giving you any pain, you don't eat it.
Basically, yes. There's a flavor of like the brand called Oots.
Hey,
Oots
Messa, you
chip.
want some chips? Oh,
has,
does it hurt?
Mike's-
No, then no.
Mike's hot honey chips are really good. Something like that.
Yeah,
I could definitely
no,
think
I'm
of
not big on
snacks
chips.
that like, if it, like I'm definitely a snack of convenience kind of snacker. If it's around, then I'll probably graze on it. There's definitely like chips or snack brands where if it is around, I probably will have very little self-control and passively accidentally eat an entire box.
I'm like
of
that with
Cheez-Its or-
Cheetos and Doritos. I don't like Cheez-It.
Cheez-Its are the ones that
never
I'll go
liked
with.
Cheez-It.
I think like salted nuts, cashews, or macadamia nuts are another one.
My
I'm upset
Yeah.
because goldfish were my jam as a kid, but they were taken from me. I've only
You and
recently
GL, the
found
kindred
you.
spirits.
I've only recently found a goldfish substitute that I like, kind of like.
Messa,
Well,
I never liked goldfish either. I don't know
Goldfish
what it
are-
is
yeah,
about like those
Goldfish are
baked
really
cheeses.
bad.
They're
Those
tasty,
baked
bro.
GL
cheese
loves
snacks are just
goldfish.
so ugh. I don't know, like
Yeah.
Cheez-Its and goldfish. I never was a fan of them. Never understood it.
I'm only a
They
fan
have
of
a
a couple of
satisfying
them,
crunch.
with Cheez-Its being like the one that I would go to, with everything else kind of just being meh. If I leave GL alone with like a full box of goldfish, that box will be gone. It's
Like us.
she loves goldfish to a degree that I have never seen.
I could match it.
my
Yeah, I
my
bet.
my snack kryptonite, if I'm not out and about, it's these chips, late July,
What
chia
are
and
these?
quinoa. Okay, They're tortilla
Quinoa?
chips.
LJ and his
I'm gonna
exotic
stop you
chips.
right there.
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna let you
Quinoa.
finish.
No.
Did you just say quinoa?
Listen. I don't know how to pronounce this word. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm giving it my best shot, Meso.
You're not a real fan of them now, are you?
Listen, I know it's tortilla chips. Okay. They're tortilla chips, but they're not made out of corn.
It's called quinoa.
Oh,
Not
quinoa.
quinoa.
So here's the crazy thing. I know.
He's
I
about to say
know.
jalapeno.
Okay, first of all, you wouldn't be chewing
These
on
aren't my
Sakota about
favorite
pronouncing it
tortilla
this way.
chips.
You'd just be like,
Dude,
wow,
I
Sakota,
love-
hey, nice job giving that a shot. I appreciate it. Second,
Yeah, maybe because it's my second language.
exactly, I know, but still,
Dude,
this isn't
Quinoa
even
is
English.
my favorite Bionicle character. I love quinoa.
Quinoa is not an English word.
I love when quinoa became a Toa. I don't know, Sonic.
LJ's favorite tortilla chip.
Wait, I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever heard this word pronounced.
Thank
out
you.
loud.
Thank you, Var.
Really?
It's
Okay,
very
how is it-
common in the
problem-
gluten-free
I've
space.
heard this word. I've had quinoa. I've had quinoa plenty of times. The problem is I've never seen it
Quinoa.
spelled and then associated with the pronunciation.
Ketchup.
Yeah, I think I've heard the word quinoa. I've seen this word written, and I never like realized they were the same word.
Yeah, thank you, Var. Thank you.
The
What
way
do
I
you
had
think, Ivor?
it described to me was the Quin is like from Joaquin, and the Wa is like Toa.
Like Phoenix? Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes.
You know, he was in Brother Bear.
And?
Wait,
Okay.
he was?
What
Yeah.
the heck's that got to do with it?
Okay,
What-
Zach,
You
we
know,
didn't
this
have
man
this
was a brother
conversation.
bear.
What the heck is Joaquin Phoenix
Joaquin
doing
Phoenix.
in Brother Bear?
He was Quin, the main character of Brother Bear.
You know he was in Joker?
Well, yeah.
Oh, dude. No way.
Zach, you're a walking Family Guy segue. Like, what just happened?
That's pretty epic.
Anyway, back to my
I
point.
know a lot
These-
of random nonsense.
These specific tortilla chips are my favorite. They say restaurant style, 100%.
Don't you
That's
mean
true.
tortilla chips?
You know what? You were on my side for a brief moment.
LJ falls
about
for
you say?
obvious brand marketing confirmed.
Listen,
Oh, they say restaurant style.
Dude,
That's like
they're-
they're made in a restaurant.
no,
guys.
okay. I don't think that restaurant style tortilla chips are made in a freaking restaurant. You sick jelly sandwich eating
I
schmuck.
think you mean tortilla chips.
You see,
Listen, I'm not taking
demolish
critique from
the
you, Meso.
restaurant,
You're sitting
And
over
they
here
rip
mixing
off the
jams on an
drywall, they put it in a
untoasted piece of
blender,
bread.
Dude, mixing jams is good.
No, it isn't.
Restaurant-
It's weird. You're weird.
I mean, we all kind of knew that. I don't know what that has to do with anything.
I have another question. We had this discussion recently off mic, and I forget if I mentioned it on a podcast. I may have. Banana sandwiches. Anybody
Yeah.
else?
I used to eat
Peanut
those.
butter banana.
What about
Can-
mayonnaise and banana?
Mayo and banana, yeah, dude, yeah!
Finally,
This is-
common ground.
This is
this
a 100% Southern thing.
See,
This
I-
is a
I-
Southern
body-
thing.
That sounds like
I-
a southern thing.
Full body ick.
I would agree with you, Var, and I was going to say the same thing, but I had a conversation about this a few weeks ago with a coworker of mine, and she's from California,
Uh-huh.
but she had the exact same sandwich and loved it.
I mean, that's southern.
grew up on it.
Southwest.
Okay, no, hang on. You guys gotta like.
Where in
You
California?
gotta describe this to me
It's
like
SoCal.
I was
What's
born
to
yesterday.
describe, bro?
Is it
Okay,
just like
So
mayonnaise
are
and
you literally just
bananas?
slapping like pieces of banana? Okay, Meso, you posted
That-
a picture
that-
and that looks
That looks disgusting.
that looks
That is
disgusting.
horrible.
It's so good, bro. It's delicious.
not.
All right.
Mayo
no way.
and banana? Are you insane?
Listen, it is one of those things that shouldn't go together, but there's some kind of
Okay.
weird like. Well, hold on, let me finish. There's some like.
No, go ahead.
Whoa.
I kind of get it because that's how I feel when you mix like chocolate and banana. Like if you have like a chocolate banana milkshake, that stuff is
But-
delicious.
But that's
you would
both
not make a
kind of sweet.
you would not make a
Anyway,
mayo
I didn't
banana
get to
milkshake.
finish.
Okay, finish. Jeez, why are you yelling?
Because I wanted to speak my
He wants to be
piece.
heard.
Yeah.
That's how you sound. That's how you sound. Just say it. Just
No,
say it.
it's like it's
Just
one of those
speak
things
easy.
where like there's some like weird kind of scientific like chemical mixture between the mayo and the banana that works together in a way that you wouldn't
Okay.
expect it to work. So when you put the banana in the mayo and the sandwich, it like the grossness of each product cancels out and it just tastes good.
Something tells
That's
me
so
we should
odd.
not let Remy from Ratatouille cook on this one.
I wonder how it would taste if you added like a slice of ham.
Zach, I'm gonna be honest.
That would ruin it.
No
that
one's
would ruin
Or
cooking.
bacon.
No one's cooking.
Why?
in this
Have you ever
podcast.
tried it, Var?
I've never
I
tried
can
it,
cook ramen.
but I feel like that would destroy the balance that these two items present.
Then don't knock it till
balance.
you try it. I
All
will
right.
give this abominable sandwich a try someday.
Yeah, I'm
It's really
down.
good.
Like on our next trip, I'm down to give this a shot because I mean I've
Oh,
subjected
I'm not
all of
waiting
you.
that long. That's like 10 years.
I've subjected all of you to the snickle. It's only fair that I try this thing.
I will
Ooh.
say, it's. I feel like it's a sandwich for kids. It's not really something that adults would be eating.
That is true. I haven't had it in the.
You say that, but I
don't.
I just thought of another
Hmm.
snack that I really
Like-
like. That's like super niche.
Like
Trolley
it's good.
eggs.
It's good, but like the texture of it is kind of mealy and gross when you're an adult. That I think you're more okay with as a kid. So
Mary, you are being a hater in the patron chat, and I do not appreciate it.
He's
Just
so
telling me
based
to
for that.
explode.
I mean, that's-
Explode, Messina.
So
I feel like
true,
the same
so
could be
real.
said for just about any snack because there's like no nutritional value in a lot of snacks. That
you,
Except
you know
for
what?
trail mix.
You people try it. Try the freaking sandwich before you
I didn't
go
say
out
I
here
was
on
not
your,
willing
on
to
your
try it.
stupid pedestal.
I got a
telling
question, I got a
us what is cuisine and what isn't. Okay.
Should a snack just be filling with like no caloric value, or should it have like a high caloric value to actually give
No, it
you?
Oh yeah, but
Zach
there's
not
I-
have a high
Zach,
caloric
I'm
value.
gonna tell you one thing, Zach. Caloric value is a societal construct.
okay.
That is
Hold
all
the
it
show.
works.
I'm sorry.
All sandwiches
Don't listen to
are
this
is
man, he
bread
doesn't
with
eat
stuff
gluten.
in between.
Let this
Don't
man
listen to
cook.
this man. He does not eat gluten.
Let him
If
cook.
If a sandwich has bread and it has stuff in between, and you can pick it up with your hand, it's
You don't even know what good bread tastes like.
That's
What does that
irrelevant.
what does that have to do with calories being in food?
Nothing.
What?
Calories has nothing to do with anything. That's an
Calories aren't
optional-
real.
It's
Like,
an
you just sit
optional
there and
add-on addendum.
And
It's like caloric value DLC. You know, worry
Here-
about it later.
Here's the problem. I
So
don't
what
think
do you-
caloric
what do you-
value is the focal point here. I think nutrition should be more your question, Zach.
Yes.
I don't
Neither.
agree with either of you. I don't think calories or nutrition has anything to do with what makes a food a snack or not. A snack is finger food. It's easy to eat. It's something you grab and shove in your mouth. You don't have to prepare it. That's a snack.
Something to
It's a
hold
thing-
you over to the next
It's a
meal
thing
is
that's
what I-
right there. Yeah, it holds you over. It's filler food.
In that case,
My-
almost all
my
sandwiches
rule
are
of
out.
thumb. My
exactly.
rule of thumb
a sandwich is not a snack.
Yes, I agree.
Well,
I agree.
I agree.
yeah.
Because you have to prepare
If
it. You
need
have
a
to make a sandwich.
utensil- If you need a utensil to make it, it definitely leaves the snack territory.
Yeah.
But I would say if you don't need a utensil to eat it, then it's still hovering in like the gray area
No.
in
What if-
between.
what if someone else makes it for you? Because all the snacks are made by someone.
Well, that's
right?
true. Yeah, I'm thinking of like when you get like pretzel bites, right? Like you get pretzel bites at like
Yeah.
a festival or the theater or something.
Well, yeah, pretzel bites are a snack, but a sandwich is not a snack. If you treat a sandwich like a snack, you're going to be fat.
What?
It's too much. It's too much
Well,
food.
the
That's
reason
a
why I
meal.
bring up pretzel bites is
I-
because you have to prep pretzel bites. That's
What
not
if I
something
make,
you
like-
just-
Well,
Yeah,
someone's
I-
prepping it, yeah. But...
Yeah, someone's prepping it. So what's the difference between pretzel bites and a sandwich that's prepared for you?
And
Well,
this
like,
is
what
this
makes,
is where we
what makes
come
a
into
sandwich
the
less of a snack.
this is where we come into the realm of portion size.
I mean, yeah, because some sandwiches are bigger than others. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, Mr. Pickles or an Ike sandwich.
I would argue there is
versus-
no instance in which a sandwich is a snack unless you're eating one of those tiny little like peanut butter jelly like uncrustable things.
Uncrustable.
Yeah,
sliders.
maybe I could be that could be considered a snack, but even then I think you're pushing it. I
So
don't think
I
that's
have
what,
really a
what about
snack.
sliders? You know,
I have
Yeah, I
something
was
to
just
show.
about to bring up
See,
sliders.
that's the thing. I don't think sliders are really a snack.
LJ, I have a request. It's time to pull out the big
gosh.
guns.
I just put another
Can you-
image
can
on
would you
the
consider
screen.
a single slider a snack? Because one is definitely not a meal.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe,
okay.
but
all
are
right.
you ever going to just eat a single slider?
No,
If I'm
you
not that
usually have
hungry,
like
sure.
3.
Yeah.
Usually you have 2 or 3, and that's a meal. You're
I
not
have
gonna
a-
eat one slider.
Give me a
I have a
second.
very specific question relating to this concept.
Okay, what?
Oh,
what
boy.
now?
Real
What?
fast before I ask it.
What do
Two
you
super
want?
chats. Stinky Doodle. So $10 says turkey is for turkeys. Grease #1.
Thank
And
you,
then
Stinky Doodle.
What?
Yes.
Eludod Enits sent $10 and says grease is greasy. Turkey #1.
Who are you people?
It's the same guy.
Wait, it's the same guy. He has a different avatar.
Yes, it is.
Wait, you know what? I'm glad that you brought this to our attention, Eludod Yiknitz, because this reminds me of a very important thing that has been left unaddressed from the last show.
Oh,
Where is my money?
Well, we haven't got paid yet.
Where
Not
is
for
my
those-
money?
Not for
Where
those earnings.
where is it? Where is I never got my refund.
Yeah, bro, come on.
Wow. Wait.
Anyway.
Meso, you didn't give him a refund? You just took
haven't
Var's money?
We haven't
How
got
dare.
the payment yet.
Oh.
How
In
dare?
time.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Meso, the picture is ready.
Okay, let's fire the heavy artillery.
Oh boy.
What
We're going to war
about
now, boys?
What
Strap in.
about this?
what?
It's pickle sliders. It's technically a
That was so
sandwich,
gross.
but it
That could
has
be a
no
snack.
bread, and it's tiny.
If someone else
What
makes it for
in
you, it's
the-
a snack. If you make it yourself, it's not.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I'm with Sakota.
Because those to me are like the perfect cross section. It has the composition of a sandwich, but it's finger food and it's
It's
no
not-
bread.
It's not a meal or a snack. It's an abomination. That's what it is.
I'm gonna be honest.
Epic.
I'd
It
eat
goes
this.
beyond human comprehension. There is no word to describe this.
Oh, I'm comprehending it just fine.
I'd eat
Outta
this. This seems
I mean,
tasty.
what's on this? This looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
It does. It's got like a little bit of cheese, a little tomato, some red onions.
I mean, this is
ketchup.
literally just
I
a
think
burger, right? It's
a
just a burger without a
bread.
bun.
Yeah, and small.
It's
Low
just
carb.
it's a little pickle forward.
Is there a
I
problem?
have
with
another
that?
question from our patron chat.
What? What do you want?
Guanaco14878 asks, "Is cereal soup?"
Oh dear.
It's the age-old debate.
Is it? Is it?
Okay. We can sort of break this down, I think. Okay.
We're gonna make a Venn diagram of
Is-
soups.
Granola. Like, let's say you have a bowl of granola.
Mhm.
Is that a soup?
Well, is it
It
in
depends
milk?
on if there's milk or not.
There's no milk, so then it's
There
not a
has to
soup.
be a liquid base.
There has to be a liquid base. Okay. Now
Yeah.
you put the milk into the bowl of granola, and now it's a soup? Question mark.
So, according
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, what is oatmeal?
Oh God, no!
oh no,
I've always thought that oatmeal was like a breakfast
well,
option.
well, yes, it is. but
Technically,
is,
yes.
Is oatmeal
It doesn't
a
matter.
stew?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, because it's like it is.
Wait, hold on. What's the
it is a
difference between
liquid
stew
based.
and a soup?
It is something
like,
that
density of
changes.
ingredient.
Probably
It's density of ingredient.
viscosity.
And also, like, it changes based on how you cook it.
Yeah, no. So
what
Sakota
I
is
had
generally
I feel like
right.
I feel like soup has to be cooked, probably, right? Which cereal
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah.
But soup can be cold. Like there are soups that are traditionally
True.
served cold.
There are
Yeah.
cold soups, but then you just
But
specify
cold
that it's
stew
cold
is
soup.
yeah.
So
but
here,
cold stew isn't really a thing.
Wikipedia says this. Soup is a primarily liquid food, generally served warm or hot, but may be cool or cold, that is made by combining ingredients of meat or vegetables with stock, milk, or water. Hot soups are
milk.
Hot soups are additionally characterized by boiling solid ingredients in liquids in a pot until the flavors are extracted, forming a broth.
Right. That's not
Yeah,
cereal.
it's not what you do with cereal.
Yeah, no.
So cereal is not a soup.
But that was
There you go.
specifically for a hot soup.
I mean, and
Well,
it
no,
does...
I think.
I mean,
I
no, a
I think
cold
the-
soup you could still boil and then cool it down, basically.
Oh, you
Yeah,
can,
I
but it
think-
said specifically a hot soup is typically, and then it went on to
the thing that
describe
makes it
that.
a soup is that the water is or the liquid is extracting the flavors from the thing that you're putting
I mean,
into it.
that could happen with
I mean, that could have
cereal,
happened with cereal. Yeah.
But that's
That
not
is
ideal,
exactly-
though, right? That's not what we want.
though. It
Uh,
depends
I
on
mean,
cereal.
on the
have you ever had
contrary-
Fruit Loop flavored milk? It's pretty good.
Do you
Or
know
like
that
cinnamon
sounds-
toast
Cocoa
crunch
Puffs'
milk?
entire marketing scheme
that's
is
not-
literally just it turns the milk chocolate?
That too, Cocoa Puffs and Cocoa Pebbles, they do the same
Like
thing.
most cereals are marketed around they do something to the milk.
Wait, is
I wouldn't say
coffee
most.
a soup? Oh no!
It
no,
is
no,
a
no,
bean
no,
broth.
no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. It's,
I feel like
coffee's a broth.
It's a broth.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, but okay.
We can agree
and
on that.
and you
yeah.
don't really like eat it, you drink it out of a cup. I feel like the way you consume it might also play a role.
You can drink soup
Cup
out of a
noodles.
cup.
True.
Okay,
What a
okay.
fascinating conversation.
I'm still not. I don't know if we decide on whether cereal is a soup. I still feel like I'm on the side of it not being a soup.
I would say
Maybe certain
would-
cereals are soup
cereal-
and others.
is a cousin to soup, but it is not. It's like it's related, but it isn't actually soup.
Okay. According to WikiHow,
Uh-oh.
cereal doesn't count as a soup by most well-established dictionaries. Some people argue that cereal is a soup due to the existence of dessert soup and milk-based soups. Many argue that cereal isn't a soup since it's universally accepted as a breakfast food and doesn't have to be cooked.
You don't.
I
eat
can't
soup-
believe this
wait,
is the conversation.
Can we not have? So wait. So soup can't be a breakfast food?
I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like it could, right? You can eat it. for
Yeah, I feel like
breakfast.
it could be, right?
Anything can be a breakfast
I
food.
I
I
feel
feel
like
the
we're coming
cooking
back.
thing is the most convincing argument for me.
Yeah, and I feel like we're also coming
Wise
back
words of wisdom in the
to
in
the
the
time-
Patreon chat
I've had
here from
timeline
Ari.
preparation.
Pop-Tarts are a ravioli.
Let him speak.
It's okay.
I feel like we're
It's
going
fine.
back to. No, just kidding.
Let him speak.
Thanks, Var. You're a true pal.
You're welcome.
I feel like we're going back to
so
the
like I was
timeline.
saying,
The timeline
Bro.
of preparation, because what's the point of breakfast? It's you're breaking your fast, you're eating something after you have woken up, and it's something quick, because generally we're eating breakfast before we go to work, so we need something fast.
Generally, but not always.
What
I
about
would,
grunch?
I would honestly disagree. I think breakfast is the meal that is the most prepared. Like it has
There
the
is
most
something
steps.
to be. There is something to be said for the breakfast spread, but
Yeah,
Okay.
like the eggs, the bacon.
But that's
the
just
sausage
one-
links.
That's
and
just
the-
one kind
Oh.
of breakfast.
I mean, breakfast just in general is anything you eat to break a fast. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that
Zach,
have a
shut
lot of
up.
different things for breakfast.
Yeah, like, shut up.
Okay.
Don't let this man
yeah,
speak.
what side are you on anyway?
Yeah, who let him in here?
Who let him in the kitchen? Who let him cook?
We're not.
I don't know what you're cooking, but I don't want it.
We're cooking
this
banana
ramen is all for
mayonnaise.
me.
Cereal soup.
Wait, what point were you trying to make with that
Just that
long diatribe?
I feel like we're getting into preparation times because cereal is real quick and easy. Pour in cereal,
Right.
pour in milk, that in that order. and then you're done. You're ready to rock and roll and munch. But a
Are
soup,
we missing the cereal for the milk?
a soup or a stew would take a lot longer to
Needs to be
prepare.
cooked.
Yeah,
Oatmeal.
it has to be
you know what's
constantly.
interesting is that I would say that cereal is more in the snack side than it is in the meal side.
I agree.
Interesting.
Especially if you eat it dry, like me.
But it's not finger food.
Well,
Except if you eat it dry.
Yeah, if you eat it dry, then yeah, it
True.
can be.
It's true. It's not finger food. That's an interesting point.
I was a Lucky Charms kid, and I would exclusively eat it one way. I would divide the marshmallows from the cereal, and then I would eat both with my fingers.
Okay.
At the
Oh,
and I would
Alright.
finish each one individually
what
because
in the world, man?
because I didn't like milk on it.
Meso,
Hey, Meso, I feel like you're an example of evolution not working. Like you weren't supposed to make it this far.
Charles Darwin hates you.
Your mere existence is a blight.
Shades.
That's okay. I need to take a pill daily for my body to function correctly. So he's not alone in that, at least.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but you can eat gluten,
Okay,
so
but
Yeah, at least
I
you
want-
can have gluten
Darn.
and good bread.
You got a point.
I want to make things more complicated.
oh no.
Okay.
Oh.
Some people put cereal in like yogurt, right?
Uh-huh.
And if it's higher
Um.
viscosity, then is it a stew?
Oh no.
I feel like
Okay, well, before we address this question, who on earth is actually putting cereal in yogurt?
there
Who's
are
doing
people
that?
Like
that
a
do
Is
lot
that.
someone
of
in this
like
call doing
health and
that?
fitness people do that. Like
Yeah, no, he's right.
Those
I-
freaks need to get out of
haven't-
here.
I have not seen cereal necessarily mixed with yogurt. I have seen many kinds of yogurt at the store that now come with solid mix-ins.
Yeah,
There's a brand
Yeah,
called
yeah,
I've
nuts
seen that
or
before.
stuff like that.
Chobani
Yeah.
Flip that Mary loves.
Man,
where
I
like
used to
you...
love the Yoplait yogurt.
People also do put granola in yogurt. I have seen that.
I have
so-
seen
It's
that as
stuff
well.
like
Yeah, I have
Oreo
those pretty
cookies,
regularly.
peach cobbler, pretzels. There's like an almond.
Yeah.
There's small. There's like graham crackers and chocolate
I've seen
chip.
yogurt used in dinner recipes.
Well, yeah, that's true. I
Well,
mean, it's,
yeah.
really, it's really big in certain cultures, like
Yeah, that's true. I don't think
I
that
love
I don't think
yogurt.
that's a stew simply because stew is it's in the name. It has to sit and
You have to
stew.
let it stew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's the thing. It needs to be cooked. It's not a soup or a stew if it hasn't been cooked.
Oatmeal.
Now, how do you guys feel about pizza?
Now, okay.
my
Oh, wait, no. Wait, before we can't move on to pizza. Yeah, Zach brings up a really good point. What about oatmeal? We got to determine what oatmeal is.
So
We
oatmeal.
can't move on.
I think it's got to be a stew. Like, yeah, you can have
Yeah.
it plain, but it's typically served with ingredients in it, whether it's chocolate chips or berries or nuts or whatever you put in your oatmeal. Like, you do
We're
let it.
asking the really
stew.
important questions here.
If the milk was heated in like the factory process, is it like a cold soup?
All right, I just asked the leading expert in oatmeal preparation.
Is it Sam?
I asked Sam,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and
Ah.
she says that oatmeal is not a stew. It is a hot cereal.
But what? Well, so
Okay.
wait, doesn't that make it a soup then?
Would that make it a
Oh
soup?
dear.
Because
Yeah, if
maybe.
it's a hot
Oh, wait, no, no,
cereal,
no,
it's just
no.
a soup.
because we established that cereal isn't a soup. Never mind.
Regardless
No,
of
she
whether
says
it's
No,
heated
but
or
we
not.
said
wait.
it isn't because it's not
It wouldn't
heated.
be. It
Oh,
wouldn't be
that's
a
right.
soup. She says it would be a porridge.
Wait,
Oh,
maybe we're.
porridge.
Oh no!
Porridge is its own food.
that I forgot
Yeah,
Porridge
porridge
is its own type of
existed.
food.
Porridge.
I totally
forgot.
forgot porridge existed.
No!
The rabbit hole goes
Come
deeper.
back! Come back!
Time for my favorite emote ever. My favorite emote that you can see if you join our Patreon chat at patreon.com/TTV channel. Porridgeage.
Oh gosh.
What's wrong with you?
I never get an opportunity to use porridgeage.
Okay,
now
so
I have it.
I love this because I went to the page on Wikipedia, and the image is captioned "a bowl of oatmeal porridge."
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
So it says porridge is a food made by heating or boiling ground, crushed, or chopped starchy plants, typically grain, in milk or water.
Yep, that's exactly what oatmeal is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most
Oatmeal
cereal is made of starchy plants.
Oh no.
Yeah,
and same with cereal.
Yeah,
But-
cereal
but
is a porridge.
Heating or boiling. That is a component to porridge.
Guys,
Okay, wait. Maybe we're
Guys,
thinking about
we've-
this.
So then cereal would be a cold porridge.
Wait, no. I think we're thinking about this all wrong. I don't think we can classify cereal under any of these categories, and the reason being is that cereal in and of itself is a category.
Oh no.
But what defines cereal as a category?
Yeah.
It's a cold porridge. It's a starchy food or grain or whatever thrown in water or milk, but it's not boiled or heated, so it's cereal.
So
But
if
if-
you have cold oatmeal, would that make it cereal?
Yes, if you have oatmeal in a bowl with water and or milk, it would be a cereal.
Mm.
we have opened Pandora's cereal box and we cannot close it.
I can live
so
with that.
over. It is so over.
I'm
It's so
accepting of
over.
this, but it makes me uncomfortable.
Is it Spider-Man the
I think,
thumbnail? How
I,
did we
think
get
what you're
here?
I think what you might be describing there, LJ, would be considered bigotry.
Finally, we found. Everyone's been labeling me all these things all these years, but the real bigotry was porridge the whole time.
I cannot accept this.
I'm
That is
sorry.
that is a cereal, not a porridge.
I guess you could say this is a serial offense.
But
Jeez.
Wow, it got really
You
quiet.
really killed the vibe.
Listen,
We were having fun.
it's amazing that me making
So anyway,
that
how
pun
about
killed it.
pizza?
I'm sorry, I'm such a serial bigot. Yes.
All right, then. What about pizza? What do you want to know about pizza?
Do you guys consider that a snack or a meal?
That's a
No,
meal.
that's definitely
That's a
a meal.
meal.
100%.
What about
It's
like
an
mini
open-faced
pizzas?
sandwich.
Oh,
Hey, whoa. Zach,
I'm
what
so glad
what
we're
did
all
you
in
dare
agreement.
just utter? How?
I
No,
said that
no.
pizza is an open-faced
No,
sandwich.
no, absolutely not. That's not. No. No.
no,
You know,
I mean,
I can see
get
that.
the point. I get the
Right,
logic.
as the
pizza's
leading
on top.
experts
That's why
in pizza
calzones-
delicacy, I can actually see that.
It's like calzones
Who
exist.
died and made you, Ven, the leading expert?
The fact that actually, Zach, I'm
Mhm.
gonna throw a bit of a monkey wrench at you.
Okay, I'll catch it in my face.
Calzones.
Yeah,
That's a toasted sandwich.
No,
No.
I'm
calzones
Zach
are
here.
pretty different from.
I gotta think
just
about it.
being
Wait
a
a second.
toasted sandwich.
I gotta think about it.
I'm on
No,
Zach's
wait.
wavelength
It is.
here.
It is a. Okay, it is a sandwich made from two open-faced sandwiches.
Okay. I hate everything you just said. What the fudge
It
is a
is-
sandwich
it is
made from two
open-faced
open-faced
sandwich
sandwiches,
squared.
Zach? All right,
Oh,
there's
God.
a sandwich, and then there's
Sandwich
no
thing, right?
sandwich.
Oh, that
It
gave
is
me cancer.
open-faced sandwich squared.
Sandwich
Wait, what?
squared.
What are we talking about right now?
Okay.
Calzones.
Then
No, I thought
Calzones
we were
versus
talking about
pizza.
pizza.
Zach seems to think that a pizza is
It's
an
pizza
open-faced
time.
sandwich.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, wait. A calzone isn't a sandwich; it's a turnover.
Wait. Yeah, no,
No, that's
Var's
a
right.
football
Var's
term.
100% right.
Thank you, Zach.
Yeah, thank you, Zach. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's a
You're welcome.
turnover. It's not a sandwich. It's
Yep.
like a pastry.
Yeah,
A calzone
Yeah,
is a
it's like a
pastry. There we
savory
go.
pastry.
Exactly. It's literally what it is.
Yep.
So we can't use that if we're going to be determining whether or not a pizza is a
Mm.
sandwich. Like you don't just turn over a pizza now it's a sandwich. No, it's not a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
So
don't
that
just
means
like
the
sandwich.
open-faced pizza isn't a sandwich either.
You don't just take apart a sandwich and go, "Look, I have a pizza." Like that's not how it works. either.
Exactly.
No, I'm not saying that retroactively.
But you are.
No,
that is what you're
no.
saying. That is what you're saying. Admit it.
feel like-
Whoa.
That's saying that a square is a
Objection.
rectangle is a square is a rectangle when one of those things is only the other and the other is not the reverse.
I feel like
It
Aw,
cannot
like
be
your
it
fancy
cannot be
words, Magic
reversed.
Man.
No, you cannot reverse a sandwich into a pizza, but a pizza is an open-faced sandwich.
How about I reverse you into a sandwich?
Please?
Is Zach about to become past tense?
Zach tense.
Guys, I'm glad you're all here tonight.
I'm not.
This is a fun conversation.
Very
haven't really
productive.
Finish the pizza conversation, but that's fine.
The-
Is there anything else we want to talk about? Who we can
Well,
get
Spider-Man's
on?
the thumbnail, and we haven't
Speaking
talked
of
about that.
pizza, yeah.
Pizza delivery in the hit movie Spider-Man
Pizza
2.
one of my most favorite lines from the Spider-Man filmography. It's pizza time.
Spider-Man is in the How long have we been going? Like 50 minutes, an hour?
We're talking about food this entire time. We should have been talking about Spider-Man.
It's
Oh,
fun. It's
God.
fun. It was funny.
Okay, so
Alright,
Spider-Man's
what's-
the thumbnail.
What's up with
Because-
Spider-Man? What's going on with Spider-Man?
So starting next
Wait.
week, they're showing the Spider-Man movies in
Oh.
theaters, like
Let's
all the way from the
go.
first Raimi movies through the Tom Holland movies. I
Isn't
brought
it
that up
because
as
it's like the 20th anniversary of Spider-Man 2 or something?
yeah, like it's the 20th anniversary of Spider-Man 2, and also they just need a reason to put people in theaters again because
Basically.
a whole bunch of
Yeah.
productions got put on halt last year, so they're just like pumping these out. They're pumping out the Star Wars movies and some other rando movies. Shrek 2, I guess, is going to be in theaters again.
That's
Really?
fine.
I did not realize this was this big of a trend. I kind of hate this.
Yeah, it's a pretty big thing.
It's desperation. That's what it is.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, they're trying to get people in the theaters again because otherwise there's like nothing going on for a hot minute. So
Yeah, film companies need
excited.
to recoup a lot of lost money from those writer strikes.
yeah, it's understandable, and I don't know. I mean, it's kind of exciting because I literally have not seen the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies in like 20 years. The last one, of
Mhm.
course, Spider-Man. Like that's an obvious statement to make, right? But still, just like when you take in the gravity of that, it's like there has been no other opportunity to experience that again ever since their first initial release, and I kind of like that we're doing that. And I honestly, this might be a hot take, I would rather we do that, just re-release movies in theaters, as opposed to doing remakes and sequels.
I mean, I get the point on it. Like, there's
Eh.
a cultural significance that comes with seeing something in the theater that feels like an event. I do
Yep.
agree there should be more opportunities to see something in a theater setting than the first month it comes out. But I do hate. Generally, I don't like nostalgia baiting at the cost of like originality. But I get what you mean, that like how original is just like milking the same franchise with derivative sequels 20 times over.
Yeah.
It's a gray area.
Also, just reissuing the same movie, I think, really limits the potential for new takes and new directions. And like reboots and reimaginings serve a purpose, a creative purpose. It allows new people to have a new and interesting take on a known idea.
Yeah, and
Lion
It's gonna be bad
King.
though.
it's a cool idea on
Live
paper.
action Lion
but-
King.
We
We're
yes,
not invoking
like
names. Eh?
exactly like what Zach is saying. There have been remakes that have been made for very superficial reasons, and
Yeah.
really like, did we need this at all? Did anyone really ask for this? Like, you may as well have put the original Lion King back in theaters, and you still would have
Yeah, sure, but
gotten a good turnout.
but one bad
I
result
like it
doesn't
for
prove the rule. You know?
Celebrating old films.
By the way, I hope everyone's ready for
There's a
another
reason.
round of Lion King discourse because the new movie is coming out this year. Mufasa.
There's a new
Uh,
one?
They are making a
They're making a
sequel
prequel.
to the live-action Lion King that is a prequel about Mufasa.
What?
Is it
And
just
I-
called
are we
Mufasa?
doing?
Yes, and I want to die. Like, I actually want to die.
See,
But
this is what I'm
at the
talking about.
same
wait,
time,
Just put
it
the original
is a
Lion King
new
back in
movie.
theaters.
Yeah, wait, why didn't they just do this from the beginning? Why did they even
Yeah,
bother
I mean-
remaking the stupid Lion King? This is a great idea. This is way better.
Yeah, like I technically cannot hate it as much because it is creative.
Yeah, because the premise is creative, but will the execution be all that great? I mean, we already seen
mean,
how
no.
many of these live action Disney movies that
I
keep
think the
coming
live
out.
action stuff is still fundamentally flawed, especially with Lion King. But like, it is inherently a more respectable project than the last one.
It'd be a
I mean,
lot more respectable if it was an animaed film.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it
that
is
makes a lot more sense.
animated,
I mean,
right?
yeah, no,
yeah,
Dakota's right.
you're right.
They are fully
It
animated.
is animated, but by Disney's standards, they classify it as live action.
Yep.
I will
I
say
don't know.
though, I am excited about Spider-Man coming back to the theaters. I'm pretty sure Spider-Man 1 was my very first theater movie
That's cool.
experience.
Yeah, that was
so-
definitely one of my first theater movie experiences too.
I'm
Yeah,
too young
I-
to remember Spider-Man 2 in theaters, but I remember going and seeing Spider-Man 3 in theaters.
Yeah, I remember seeing them all pretty vividly. Those, I mean, those movies were pretty quintessential to my childhood.
Yeah.
Always been a Spider-Man fan since youth, so
Watch
Uh,
those
getting-
on repeat
getting
growing
the
up.
chance to see them
True.
again in theaters, like now as an adult, is going to be pretty thrilling. Because I mean,
yeah,
I've,
it's gonna
I've
be
seen
really
them,
cool.
Yeah, like I've seen them hundreds of times by now, right? Like rewatches or at home or whatever. But like to see it on the big screen with like all the sound and everything.
Yeah, it's a totally different experience. There's like, I don't know, man. It's like a different movie almost when you see it in.
I wish I could have gotten to see
I
it, but it's
totally
not
agree.
playing locally, and I can't like make a trip of it right now.
There
I don't
was
think I
Kevin.
can pull out like instantly.
I haven't
There
checked
was-
in my local theaters. I just know that the sound mixing in a lot of the local theaters around here is really bad. So I'm kind of scared to look. Because I went and saw the Mario movie in theaters. I think that was the last time I went and saw a movie in theaters. And they started the movie with the color being completely wrong. Like all of the reds were a bright pink and the color green was completely absent.
What?
And
That's-
then
What
What's
in
the
the
best
world?
color?
the audio started playing like what sounded like Jurassic Park.
Wait,
through,
Zach, can
like,
How
Can
do
you
you, how
repeat
do you know
that?
you're not colorblind?
Maybe he watched Jurassic Park.
Zach, Luigi's in the movie.
I'm aware.
What did that,
I'm
what did that
aware.
look like?
What color is Luigi's cap, Zach?
It was black.
Mario's
Buddy.
edgy twin brother, the Shadow brother.
What the heck? That's really weird.
Buddy, I
Yeah,
think you
they
need to
they
see a
had
doctor.
some kind of like wrong lens setting on or something, or like the film.
I think you
reel
got
Buddy,
was
I think
wrong
you're
lens
colorblind.
setting on.
something, but-
What color
they
is
have film
what color
reels
is Lewa
anymore.
from Bionicle?
Oh, black.
Okay, yeah, you need help. No, just kidding.
It's all right, guys. I'll
That
unlock some
sucks
sense
though,
into
man.
him.
I can't even
It was
I
only for
can't
like the
even
first
imagine.
15 minutes, but they got it fixed. But then the audio was just kind of like bad. They had the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie going on at the same time in the theater, like right next door. We were like in adjacent viewing rooms, and that movie was so loud that it was actually drowning out some of the dialogue in the Mario movie. So
Damn.
Dang
there's
it,
just
Taylor Swift.
not really any good theaters around here.
The real final boss to Super Mario, Taylor Swift.
For real.
Yeah, I will. I will be watching everyone see the Spider-Man movies in theaters with like jealousy in my heart, but only a little bit, since I don't have any nostalgia for the Raimi movies. But I would like to see them if possible.
I definitely have nostalgia for them. I didn't see any of them in theaters. Var, you'd mentioned that the first one was your first movie theater experience.
Mm-hmm.
Mine
think
was
so.
mine was Thomas and the Magic Railroad, which
all right.
I just distinctly remember that one. And turns out that came out. in
Mine
theaters.
was
We are
either-
not the same.
Mine was
Yeah.
either Toy Story 2 or the Powerpuff Girls movie.
I
don't
wish
know
I could
which
remember
one.
mine.
When was
I just
that?
know.
2002?
Oh, sorry. I just know that I had seen a bunch of movies in theaters, or I think I'd seen a bunch of movies in theaters before 2002. Like I remember When did Jurassic Park 3 come out? Was that the same year?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm looking it up. Let's see. Jurassic Park 3 is
2003 or
2001.
something?
Okay, because I remember seeing that in theaters, but I
Wait,
also
wait,
know
wait.
that wasn't my first.
Oh, Jurassic Park 3, I think, is my first movie, actually. I
Alright.
remember
Oh,
seeing it
wow.
in theaters.
Oh shoot!
Oh, wow.
Never
Oh,
mind.
shoot.
That was a great
Oh,
save
shoot.
bar. Zach, you should learn better.
Thank you.
I do need to. Yeah.
You're gonna wash out your
Yeah,
mouth with
Zach.
soap.
Jeez.
Okay,
You
so
know what, Zach?
On it, boss.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing Jurassic Park 3 in theaters. That was a good time.
Wait, okay, so now, man, I'm starting to trace back how far my memory goes now, because, like, I guess 2001 is when my memory begins. That's when the life of R starts.
Of our Odyssey.
2001 of our Odyssey.
That is interesting. Okay, because I specifically remember Spider-Man 1. I remember who I was with when I saw it. I do remember seeing the Powerpuff Girls movie. I don't remember who I was with that one, so it's less familiar to me. I don't remember if I saw Ice Age in theaters or not.
Ice
But that was
Age.
2002.
I saw
Oh,
Ice
Ice
Age in
Age.
theaters.
I didn't see
I've never
Ice
seen
Age.
Ice Age. Period.
I saw Finding Nemo in theaters, but that was 2003.
Okay, and then what else? Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I remember seeing that with my grandpa in 2002.
Oh man, that would have been cool to see in the theater.
I
Yeah,
think I
don't
saw
think
Emperor's
I saw the
New
first
Groove
one.
in theaters.
Meso,
was that?
I thought for a second you were gonna be like,
Oh.
it'd be cool to see a movie with your grandpa.
Yo!
Like you
Emperor's
just
New
want
Groove!
I mean,
I thought you were
Also
gonna.
that and
Yeah, that was in 2000. I
I
also
saw that in
remember.
theaters
real-
too!
Wild.
real
I remember
sad
watching
boy.
Dinosaur in theaters. That also came out that same year.
dinosaur.
I
Yeah,
remember,
it's just called
Dinosaur!
Dinosaur.
I remember
Oh,
Dinosaur.
Anyone?
Wild.
All I'm learning from this is I had a lonely childhood. That's what I'm learning. I
Well,
saw
like
like
we
no
es-
movies in theaters.
Like we established, you weren't supposed to make it this far.
Well, that's messed up. I'm a success story. I'm still breathing.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, a success for you, a failure for the world.
Your taste buds are broken. You can't have gluten. You never watched movies as a kid. Like, there's so much wrong with you.
But you're glad I'm here, right? Right?
It does make me feel better to have you around.
Bro!
Yeah,
What
you
a
know, like, it's good to
backhanded
have a
way
punching
of
bag.
saying that.
Jeez.
When was the
Making me think about how old I am now. And
No, you're not old.
Rugrats movie? When did that come out?
I know I'm not old, but I'm turning 24 this month, and it's giving me a crisis.
Rugrats.
No, okay.
movie.
This is it. I found my first theater movie. It's the
That
Rugrats
might be my
movie.
first one, too.
Really?
It's the Rugrats movie, 1998.
Interesting.
Dang.
I specifically remember they had like weird like glasses that you could wear too, or something. They had some kind of like dumb like thing, like
Was
some
that
kind of
the
like
Like the
Rugrats
four-
red
movie?
blue 3D.
No, I think you're thinking of the one where it's like the Rugrats go wild or something, or they go with the wild
Oh.
thornberries.
maybe.
Because they had like a
Oh,
scratch and sniff
yeah.
thing for that.
That's what I'm thinking
Yeah,
of.
no,
Yeah.
Ven is
Scratch and
100% right.
sniff?
Also,
Scratch
that
and
makes way
sniff.
more sense, Var, because I don't know who would be taking a child that young into a movie theater.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like I
What?
feel like I saw that.
Zach is just like mind blown.
Sorry, I'm hung up on the scratch and sniff. What could they possibly? What?
So it straight up
It-
says on Wikipedia, the film used odorama, which allowed people to smell odors and
Yeah.
aromas from the film using scratch and sniff cards. It's
That should
also
come back.
what the heck?
Here,
The film
I can
serves
post
as a
it-
series finale
is
for both
so
Rugrats
weird.
and the Wild Thornberries. What?
Yeah, that was pretty
This is
wild.
this is what it looked like, Zach. Basically what happens is like during certain parts of the movie, a number will like appear in the corner or something. So that indicates, hey, you should scratch this part of your ticket now. And when you do, you smell whatever is, on the screen at that time.
Why would I touch
One of them
4
is a
or
foot.
6?
Yeah, one of them is a
No,
foot.
it's Dakota.
Yeah, and it actually smelled like feet.
Why would I
I
touch
remember
That's
that
disgusting.
or
very,
fish?
very distinctly.
What does a 2-year-old look like?
What?
Oh,
What?
What
Well,
does a
like,
2-year-old
I'm
look
still-
like?
I would be
small child.
I would have been 2 when the Rugrats movie came out. So I'm trying to figure out, would I have been in a theater at that point?
I mean, I've known people to have brought their babies into theaters because I can't like
Yeah.
I can't count how many times I've experienced like a baby crying in the theater. Like it's happened
Yeah.
so
Oh,
often.
Lord.
Okay, I'm looking at pictures of 2-year-olds right now. FBI, don't worry, this is innocent. And I
Bro.
believe that I would have been brought into the theater at this age. This looks like a normal theater child looking thing. So, all of that to say, I think I did see the Rugrats movie in theaters.
The one that came out in
I think
'98.
I watched Godzilla in theaters, the
enough.
1998 one.
Oh.
Wait,
Well-
was Godzilla in theaters in 1998?
1998, yeah, that was the first American attempt at a Godzilla movie.
Right. Okay,
The
so
where
that
it's
one
like a big
I
iguana.
that one I know I saw on VHS.
The big
I saw it on
llama.
VHS too.
I want to
Do you remember?
brief.
I remember all the Godzilla toys, like in like Walmart. and
Yeah.
stuff. Those were cool.
Here comes
I
Godzilla.
recently found this Godzilla toy I had from that era on eBay, and I rebought it because I was like super nostalgic for it.
Do you guys have memories of like being a toddler? Did your
No.
memory go that
Yes.
far back?
My
Yeah.
memory
How far-
is
what age is
incredible
toddler?
when it comes to going that far back.
Var about to look
What
up
age
what
is
age
toddler?
the toddler.
My,
Unfortunately, have like,
my long-term
unfortunately
memory
have
is
this
incredible. My
magic-
short-term memory is spotty.
I unfortunately
Yeah,
have
my
this
short-term
magic
memory
six-letter
sucks,
word
too.
called trauma, which means that I can't remember a lot of my early childhood.
Oh, jeez. Well, I didn't know we were going down this road. I'm sorry about it. Oh.
Gee,
Trauma is the
thank-
reason why I
thank-
remember a lot of my childhood.
I can only remember onwards from 4. That was when I almost drowned. I can't remember
Jeez,
before
Dang.
that.
guys! Oh my lord!
I was
Man.
in a car accident at age 4.
Yeah!
Defining moment.
My
These are core
earliest
memories.
My earliest memory is me playing like dinosaur toys with my father.
Wow.
Like,
Look at this
nice,
guy
sweet,
with
wholesome
happy
memory,
family
and
memories.
you guys are like, I was in a car crash.
I
My
remember building
earliest-
my.
Oh, go ahead.
I remember building my first Bionicle set at age 3. So
Oh my
That's
gosh.
like one of my earliest memories.
Wait, hang on.
Yeah.
What was that?
That's
What was
crazy.
that Bionicle set?
A Pohatumata. My
Oh,
brother
wow.
got it as a gift, but I built it. Yeah.
I think my first
Dang.
memory that I can recall is it's one of two, and my mental timeline on this is a little
These are going to be traumatic.
spotty, but it was it was either swimming in my great aunt's swimming pool with my brother
He was
and
tossed
being annoyed at him because he was a toddler and was crying, and
And then I
playing
hit him?
with it's a tie between that and playing with one of those I want to say it was one of the like the big buildable Knights Kingdom figures.
That was promptly stolen from you, I'm sure. I'm waiting for the catch, Zach. Where is it?
No, there's no catch. to
Hold
that.
on, we have this amazing super chat.
I was gonna read it. Do you want to read it, Ben?
Yeah, I want to read it.
Okay.
Stinky Doodle, thank you for your generosity, by the way. That's awesome.
$50.
Yeah, look
Very
at him go.
kind.
Just to report this breaking news story on September 23rd, 2022. I, LJ Johnson, spelled incorrectly, killed 2 men in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in cold blood.
Whoa.
The blame falls the blame falls upon me, LJ Johnson, once again spelled incorrectly, acting alone, no one else. Anyway, super chat from Stinky Doodle, Greece invented pillars, checkmate, quote unquote.
LJ, what do you have to say about these accusations?
Well, it
No.
can't be our LJ.
Yeah, it wasn't our LJ. It's a different one.
Yeah, it's someone else. I had to look, so I saw the super chat, and I had to look up September 23rd, 2022 Philadelphia murders to make sure this wasn't in reference to something specific.
And was it?
Well, was it?
I haven't found anything matching that exact description.
Sure
the
you
mind of
haven't.
Stinky Doodle is
so they
beyond our comprehension.
So they haven't found the body yet.
Oh no!
You always make us smile, Stinky Doodle. Thank you very much.
I just recalled one of my earliest memories,
Let's go.
and it is a traumatic memory.
Oh my god!
No! Why are we doing this?
No, let's go.
It's
Public
a funny
trauma
traumatic.
dumping.
Yeah, it's a funny
Trauma.
traumatic memory.
Oh,
I bet
I
I can't.
had to have been 2 years old. I had to have been 2. I know because I was being potty trained at the time.
oh no!
And my parents brought me over to my grandmother's house, and they went off to go do something. I don't know what. They left me with my grandma. I
Okay.
guess my grandma didn't know I was still being potty trained or not. But I remember asking her, "Grandma, I need to use the potty." And she was like, "The bathroom is down the hallway." So I, my dumb 2-year-old self, like stumbles and falls all the way down the hallway into the bathroom. I'm still haven't completed my potty training yet. So I don't know how to potty.
Gotcha.
So I remember sitting down on the toilet, ready to take a poo, and then I started peeing onto the floor. And I was like, "Oh no! What do I do?" So I stood up and turned around to pee into the toilet, and then I started pooping on the floor, and I was like, "No! What do I do?"
That might be the most unfortunate thing I've heard.
And then I just started
no.
doing I just started doing 360 spiraling panic, peeing and pooping everywhere.
You guys ever
That
pee
is-
when you
And
meant
then-
to poo?
As I'm like, what do I do? So I bend down and start picking up the turds with my hand and dumping them into the toilet. And at that moment, my parents opened the door.
Oh.
That is single-handedly one of the most unfortunate stories. Wowza.
That was probably more
And-
traumatizing for your parents.
Yeah, probably. That, ladies and gentlemen, is my earliest memory.
Oh,
Well-
my god!
What a journey.
Thanks for sharing, Vart. No one make an animatic of that.
I was riveted, glued to my seat,
I,
brain leaking
I-
out my eardrums.
I know people have made animatics of Var's stories in the past, but we can do without that one.
Yeah.
Man, Var,
Yeah.
I'd have to check like old pictures and timelines and stuff, but I'm pretty sure my first memory is I was taking a nap during the day and I woke up and got out of bed and walked around. That's it.
Wow, you're a boring kid.
Okay,
That
as
doesn't
my
seem very
coworkers have been
memorable.
telling me, yes, I get it. Okay, I grew up on the Animal Planet.
No poopy hands.
No SpongeBob.
Mm-mm.
Oh man, only me, huh?
Only you,
I
Var.
wanted to share. Here's a comment from Paleozoic Bricks, and it's a shout out to you, Stinky Doodle. Says we need Stinky Doodle in the Patreon server, and you know what? I agree. Come on in. You always super chat, but for as low as $1 a month, you too could share your stories and tales with the epic patron chat.
This seems terrifying.
What if
That is
Stinky
an idea.
Doodle is already here under a
could.
pseudonym?
You could be.
Or
You
Stinky
never know.
Doodle is the pseudonym?
I would just like to point out that we lost 5 viewers after my poop story.
Var, we were doing so good.
Oh, man.
It was all going so well, Var.
That's so great.
That story reminded me of one of my earliest
Oh, no.
Halloween
No.
memories.
Man.
Share, Vin, share. Don't let me
I
be
remember
alone in this.
I was probably like 2 or 3. I was old enough to be carried around, but I could still remember this happening. So we went to the mall on Halloween, and back then the mall was it was dope. They would like have all kinds of Halloween stuff throughout the mall. You'd see like employees dressed up and stuff, and every store was giving away candy. I remember that very distinctly because I also remember when they stopped doing that. So
Man.
I remember being
times.
carried around by one of my parents, and on that same day, I had tummy problems. I was dressed up in some Halloween costume. I think it was a Superman costume. I remember one of my parents had picked me up to greet one of the employees giving out candy, and I couldn't take it. I pooped right there in the arms of my parents. And at the same time, I was supposed to greet the employees. So you just heard me as like the 2-year-old going, "Trick or treat."
Dude.
Wait,
And
bro, you've unlocked another poopy memory.
No,
Oh,
this is not what this episode is
no.
gonna be about.
Please stop. Please
What have we
stop.
done?
I had to have been a newborn.
No!
I love us. We still got Spider-Man as the thumbnail, and it's on the screen.
I was a baby, dude. I remember it. I had the little like thing in my mouth, like the what is that?
The pacifier.
Yeah. And I just pooped all over my uncle. He was holding me, and I just pooped on him.
I remember.
I just let it
when-
loose. I was like, man, I gotta poop, and then I pooped, and then it was all on him.
Why are you guys doing this?
I remember I accidentally pooped in the tub because I thought it was okay since it was in the bathroom.
Meso, rein this in!
Nah, bro, we're in the unhinged era of TTV.
Oh, no.
Are you gonna seriously sit here and tell me you don't have any poopy memories?
I mean, I have bad
Not that I
memories.
could
Does
think
that
of.
count?
Also,
Yes,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure I was in some kind of diaper for that Halloween story.
Fair enough.
I think my
It wasn't
diaper
like-
had just been changed too. Like they changed my diaper, handed me to my
Oh my
uncle,
God.
and then I pooped again, all over him.
Okay, but that does
Might
sound
not
like
have
all
a,
even been
that,
wearing
man.
a diaper. It might have been in between or something. I don't
That-
know.
that's a distinctly you thing to do. I can see
What does
that.
that mean?
It's just, I don't know. I can see you just messing with him on purpose.
Have we gained or lost
Yeah.
viewers? I wasn't looking.
We are down 2 more viewers.
All right, Meso.
Stop
Wow.
driving our viewers away.
Wow, you've had every opportunity, but we're in the unhinged part of TTV. You've brought this upon yourself.
Secretly, Meso likes those stories.
What?
I mean, I'm laughing.
So anyway, speaking of Spider-Man,
I guess it's not that much of a secret.
speaking of Spider-Man,
Huh?
Spider Within
Speaking of
dropped publicly
Spider-Man.
on YouTube.
We
What
had very
dropped?
different transition
The
ideas.
Spider Within, it's that short
Oh,
film
yeah, the
for
short
Into the
film.
Spider-Verse.
Oh,
I was
haven't seen
actually
that
really,
yet.
really hyped
Yeah,
for
haven't
that.
seen it either.
I've
I
seen
remember.
it, and it's really good. Really
Didn't
good.
it come out like before the movie in certain areas? Or,
Yeah,
like,
it
was
did. It did.
Yeah, it was a private screening in some places.
I
why?
remember hearing about it at that time, and I was like, "Oh man, I can't wait for them to release it." And then so much time had passed that I totally forgot about it. And now
That's
it's
so sad.
out, and I think it's like what 6 or 7 minutes long.
Yeah, it's not very long, but it's very good.
Huh.
Yeah, I
Well.
thought it was great.
I will
Yeah.
watch it at some point. Spider
Do
Verse.
you want like a summary about it, or do you want to?
I'm all right. Don't spoil it for people.
Yeah, don't spoil it, Zach. Jeez,
Yeah, Zach.
You know,
come
Zach.
on, man.
Paleozoic Brick says,
Hey,
I did not care for Across the Spider Verse.
Yeah, well, I don't care for you.
Wait.
I mean, you're allowed to have an opinion. I'm not gonna like bully you for it, but like, why?
No,
It's
No,
okay
I'm
to
gonna
be wrong.
bully you.
it's okay to
I'm-
have a wrong opinion.
I'm just curious.
Yeah,
There's only
I am kind of curious too. Like,
there's
what's up?
only one
Tell us
reason
what's
I
wrong
could
with you.
say
Being a
to dislike
contrarian
it.
is super cool.
And I don't dislike it. However, I can see the argument being made that there isn't a lot of movie there. It's just one long
I
chase
disagree.
sequence culminating in a cliffhanger with no
Well, that-
third act.
That can be a movie. It's all of Fury Road. It's just a extended chase sequence for the
Yeah.
entire movie.
I thought I was getting a singular
Our
movie,
movies.
not a part one. That is a common point I have.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I was mad about that too.
And now we have no clue when we're gonna get the third part because of like crunch culture and controversial behind the scenes reporting.
Womp womp.
Meaning it's gonna be, which I mean, good. It should be delayed to
It's
accommodate
no
that, but,
Empire
like,
Strikes Back. It's better.
It's gonna be like many years, I feel, before we're gonna get that third part.
I am
Yours.
fine waiting so long as they take the time they need to deliver the product they want to deliver.
I definitely
Without,
think
like,
that they
sacrificing
shouldn't
people's
have
health.
changed the name because originally it did have part 1 as part of the film title, and then they removed that because they had changed the third movie's title to Beyond the Spider-Verse as opposed to Across the Spider-Verse Part 2.
Yeah.
I
mean-
think they should have kept that because I knew what to expect going in. I remember when it was named Part 1 and 2. So when Across the Spider-Verse ended the way it did, I wasn't really surprised, but not a lot of people kept up with that kind of news. So
So
there
allow
was
me to
definitely a lot of
devil's
people upset.
advocate for one moment. Did anyone care about that with Infinity War and Endgame? Because the same thing happened.
I
No, but
Infinity War
definitely
Part 1 and 2.
I had the same
See,
thing with Infinity
I
War and Endgame.
knew that Endgame was part 1 though, going into it.
Infinity War.
Or yeah, Infinity War.
Yeah, I did too because that was the same thing. It used to be called Infinity War Part 1 and 2, and then they changed it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at, but like they did that with Spider-Verse too. It just wasn't as publicly like known, I guess. But like
I don't know how. That was pretty explicitly talked about.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
I
how
don't
you
know,
can
Brooke,
get more
I don't know.
explicit than making a movie trailer that says Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 and then, you know,
was it ever shown in a trailer?
I
Wasn't it?
don't recall if it was shown in a trailer, no. Because I think by that point they had already changed the name.
you
It was
might be
only
right on
like
that.
in like
I
press
mean,
outlet
same
reporting.
applies for Infinity War. It was
Yeah.
never in a
Yeah.
trailer.
Infinity
So-
War was just called Infinity War. It wasn't called
Regardless,
Part
there's
1.
still online advertising. So
Yeah,
that's fair.
kind of.
I guess point is like I can understand like you go in and you don't expect that, and then you come away disappointed. I definitely get that. I'm not gonna say that's crazy.
Yeah, I do think the ending in Spider-Verse is more extreme than Infinity War. Like in Infinity War, you have more of an ending to that story of that movie than in Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Like Infinity War does have like an ending.
It's like a
I
bad
would say
ending, I
that
guess.
it
but,
has
like,
the
or
more
like a-
obvious ending.
It was
Yeah.
framed as Thanos' story, and Thanos
Yes.
does have an ending to his story. He
With
would.
Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse, the ending to that movie is the conclusion to Gwen's whole character arc, because you start the movie with her and her inner conflicts, and then you end the movie with her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
you
the
also have,
ultimate-
like,
I can also
spots right
see-
The
outside
problem
door.
is the rest of the movie isn't really following her; it follows Miles. So that's
Yeah,
why
there-
I
Right.
mean,
there's no
It's
conclusion.
the
or
difference
anything.
between there's a difference between like a cliffhanger and the good guys losing, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of Infinity War, like the story is tied up. Like everything, like we got the ending.
Yeah,
Thanos
I mean,
won,
there's
you know, like
there's
we-
literally a time skip before Endgame. Like,
yeah. So, but with the Spider-Verse movie, there is a lot of loose threads that have yet to be tied up yet. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Bit of a different movie. So I definitely understand why that would kind of take
I can-
away from the enjoyment of the movie. Yeah, it did for me. So like I get
I
it.
understand it from the perspective, especially because we were left off like in a moment, and that moment is gonna need to be directly continued. With Infinity War, you had like the luxury of some kind of a time jump to reestablish like this is the new normal. We're gonna start this movie from an Endgame, and then in Spider-Verse, no, like Spot is like outside their front door.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Spoilers, I guess. I'm sorry, but like it's been a long time. Um,
Wow.
you need to.
Sorry,
you need to
not
read
berating
that
actually,
me
up.
for
sorry.
spoilers. Man,
Anyway, it was a good movie. I like it.
Yep, I thought it was fine. I don't feel like the cliffhanger ending really took away any part of the movie. It's not like I forgot that I was sitting through like 2 hours of like awesome animation, storytelling, and character development just because the
was an
last 2 minutes of the
incredible
movie
watch.
made some people upset. I think that's kind of a lame reason to dislike the movie, but that's just me.
All right, tell us how you really
Presentation.
feel.
Presentation does matter in terms of how you consume something. You know,
Anyway, Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to be amazing
in like 8 years.
whenever it comes out, yeah. And I
Uh-huh,
can't wait.
uh-huh.
I can't wait to watch more Spider-Man movies in the next few months in theaters.
Dude, have you guys been hearing like? I mean, this does kind of border on like spoiler territory, but like, has anyone been keeping up with like a lot of the behind-the-scenes reporting about Spider-Man 4 in the MCU right now?
No, I have not.
No, I've heard nothing.
I
I'll
heard
speak
some
as,
stuff,
I'll
but I
speak
don't know
as
if it's
vaguely
true.
as possible. There is a schism about the direction to take that movie, according to some sources, which could always be wrong. Sony wants basically to ride on the coattails of Spider-Verse and do more multiverse stuff. And Marvel and like Feige want a more street level movie because I mean, duh, that's kind of what
Yeah.
No Way
Yeah.
Home implied.
Yeah.
But like the idea of it being another multiverse movie is like appalling to me, genuinely.
Yeah.
Like there
Yeah.
are some reports saying like Sony wants to bring like Toby and Andrew back, and I'm like, you've got to be joking me.
Put them in
For-
their own
for
films
Spider-Man
if they
4?
want to be Spider-Man.
Yes,
Like,
for Spider-Man 4.
uh,
And like you guys would know this better than me. You guys are actually Spider-Man fans. I've never read a comic in my life. All right, my only exposure to Spider-Man is these movies. Why has Spider-Verse become like one of the only culturally like relevant things about Spider-Man in the eyes of these big corporations? Why does Sony
it's
think
never been
Spider-Verse
adapted
is
to
the
big
only
screen.
thing that can make money?
Because it's the
Well,
only
you
Spider-Man
guys wanna
that
go first?
Because-
they are fully like in control of that makes money.
Because they want to make
Nostalgia-
everything Spider-Verse.
I
they
think,
want to
yeah,
make the
I think the
Tom Holland
idea-
movies
Nostalgia.
Spider-Verse. They want to make their villain movies Spider-Verse. They have Madam Web in the movies now. They're introducing the Spider-Verse.
You can
Insomniac was
turn-
going to make a Spider-Verse video game before it got canceled.
I think
Like,
the idea is
You
just
can-
that like Spider-Man has been around for so long, and different like generations of people grew up with different Spider-Man, and then they kind of want to
Exactly.
like nostalgia bait everyone into the same movie.
Exactly. Every movie can turn into a nostalgia bait Easter egg hunt. And when you
Yep.
can do that like the amount of people that were stoked about a single animated Spider-Man being in the movie, and we're talking about how hyped they were to see spectacular Spider-Man in the movie, even
Being
though he
called out
gets
right
like
now.
he got like what 10 seconds of screen time,
And it was the
and has
best 10
one
seconds
line.
ever.
Sure, it's great, but that alone is what sold the movie for a few people. So if you have that strong of a nostalgia bait, and then you have hundreds of iteration of Spider-Man, from games to comics to past cartoons to movies that people grew up with, that you can shove into one film, that puts butts in seats and that sells. So that's
I
why they
actually
want to
think
keep
the,
milking that cash cow.
I definitely think all that plays into it for sure, but I think the more like the bigger reason for why the multiverse stuff, even just like in general for a lot of different properties, is popular right now, is because it's kind of like a cheat code in a way of being able to incorporate different assets you already have like created and owned and established without having to do like the groundwork of building all those things. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to develop a new Spider-Man suit when you already have one in your closet, in storage somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about casting new Spider-Man when you already have 3 actors already established as Spider-Man you can just bring to the table. You don't have to worry about finding any like writers who are competent and good at creating stories when you can just stitch all the previous stories you already had together and do a big, like kind of buddy cop kind of get together story with all the Spider-Man from the past. Like it's easier to develop a film this way. You already have everything pre-made. You just throw it all together.
Yep.
In a blend.
I will. Sorry, you go first.
Yeah, even though it's kind of like an out there multiverse concept, in a way it's safe because you use stuff people are already familiar with, so you don't really have to change it. So they get what they expect. They get what they come in.
Yeah, I mean,
to
just
the
look at
theater
the Flash
for.
movie. The Flash movie was riding on the coattails of the Michael Keaton Batman
exactly.
hype.
The Flash movie, I think, is the perfect.
Yeah, but that didn't
example of
work
this.
really.
Yeah, it didn't.
Make no mistake, I just want to clarify with my rant. I really like Spider-Verse, but I'll probably save this for another day because I could go on about this for hours. I genuinely think like multiversal stories are like rotting the creative industry from the inside out. I could not describe to you how much I don't like them, and that's only because of oversaturation. But I feel like everything has a multiverse story now.
I think
And one of the large reasons that I'm not looking forward to MCU stuff anymore, it isn't actually because of like superhero fatigue. It isn't even because there's been a few bad
it's
movies.
multiverse
It's because
fatigue.
all I have to look forward to is multiverse stuff.
I definitely think that's like a consequence of the film and TV industry taking the wrong lesson away from the first Spider-Verse movie. Because that was part of the reason why that movie blew up, was like, you know, it was good and it had great animation, but I think they were like fixating on the whole Spider-Man multiverse. Okay, that worked. Let's do it again. Spider-Man multiverse with Tom Holland.
These companies like they're weaponizing nostalgia to never before seen degrees. Case in point, putting the Spider-Man movies back in theaters, though that's more warranted, I think.
I really don't. I don't know if. I mean, I definitely think nostalgia is a factor. I just don't think it's as big of a factor as you guys are making it out to be. I think it's literally just like a cost analysis sort of thing, where it's like, we have these movies in the vault. We don't have any movies lined up. Let's just put these out there. I think
theater re-releases.
When it comes to the re-releases, I agree.
Well, I think that's majority of the reason why the multiverse stuff is going on too, though. It's just more cost effective to do that. They're just thinking about the monetary value of it. It's cheaper to produce a film with assets you already have. There's less risk because people are already attached to the characters and the actors. So you can expect to be able to make more money from the film that way without investing more out of pocket for it.
I think
that's the main reason why.
But the cost part, I wouldn't necessarily agree with. Like, I think you probably pay a lot more to get Tobey Maguire back than you'd pay like a young actor who plays a new Spider-Man.
Right, or like Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine for the.
But there is a safety to it, so I think that is like the second.
I think
point
the safety argument is more.
Yeah.
I feel like these multiverse stories and stuff that we're getting now is just an excuse for them to nostalgia bait in a way that's more, I guess, natural, quote unquote. Like, you can have Michael Keaton Batman come back in a Flash movie as long as the Flash movie is about multiverse, right?
I'm just
and then
saying,
you can get away with having Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton in the same
for
movie.
me. I like nostalgia like anybody else, but my heart is like repeatedly turning to ice. Like, the longer it goes on, it's just getting more and more and more severe. At this point in like 4 years, I legitimately think that if like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cast appeared in like Avengers Secret Wars, I wouldn't even care anymore. Because I'm gonna be so like deluded to it. Like, hey look, remember this person you liked from this other thing that was better? Remember?
Coulson shows up on screen and goes, "It's multiverse in time."
Dude, I would. Hey guys, you missed me?
The multiverse is behind me, isn't it?
I'm done.
I like a lot of multiverse stories in comics and stuff, but I feel like the multiverse comics in like the live action stuff is mostly we're using the characters from an old movie from back then. And the multiverse stories in comics a lot of time is like the character goes to an alternate universe where something is like slightly different, and you see like how big of an impact that has or how that changes things. And that kind of challenges like the idea of the character.
I
Yeah,
enjoy
feel like
that kind of
those
stuff.
kind of multiverse stories I like, but the movies often is like, aha, this is the Batman from the 80s.
Whenever I think about this concept, I think of one movie that I think does it like terribly, and I know like Vin and Var are probably gonna disagree with me on this. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is like my example of how not to do a multiverse movie, because they had this entire like potential to do that kind of stuff, Sakota, and literally the only thing they did that wasn't old actors coming back is, oh, in this universe you go on red and you stop on green.
Nah, I like this. There's
Wow.
the scene where he meets like the alternate Strange, who like is like all evil and stuff.
Yeah, and then he
I
meets
think
the
that's
alternate
like
Avengers that in the Illuminati.
And sees
No,
how
I'm actually
like,
no,
the-
but I mean,
I'm in
what I
agreement
mean
with
it-
you, Meso. Actually, I think the Doctor Strange movie did not need to be a multiverse movie. It did not utilize the multiverse aspect of that story like at all to any effective degree. There are
it
plenty
had-
of there are plenty of ways to do evil version of the good guy without it being a multiverse story.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even still
Yeah.
have it be a multiversal Doctor Strange and not center the concept of the story around the multiverse.
It just irritates me because they're capable of it. They had that one scene where they were like going through the universes for the first time, and there were all sorts of like visual effects, and those movies are gorgeous. The Doctor Strange movies, those people know how to do creative VFX and design, and they pass
100%.
through like 8 different universes, and they're all interesting, but it's over in like 20 seconds,
Yeah,
and it's like, come on, man, there was so
yeah,
much
I'm
more you
thinking
could have done.
about if they
Meanwhile,
spent
you
like
take-
half
definitely
an
not a good
hour in the
script.
paint world or whatever.
Yeah, man,
I
it would've
think,
been
for
How
fun.
weird
example,
and cool that would look.
did you guys see the Doctor Strange episode in What If?
yeah,
That's like the kind of
Yeah, no.
multiverse stories
Season
I like. Yeah,
yeah.
Yes. No, that's literally perfect. That one. 'Cause
Yeah.
What? For
because it
context,
challenges the character. It shows like how he would react in an alternate scenario or where else he could go,
For
and
context,
then like maybe confronting
a-
them with each other.
It
Yeah.
is the third episode, I think, of What If season 1. It's about Strange's love interest, her name,
Yeah.
who I forget, I think Christine, and
Yeah.
it's about like what if instead of him losing his hands in a car wreck, she was in the car with him and she
Died.
died, and so
Yeah.
instead of like trying to figure out how to get his hands back, he spends all this time
Oh, I did see
trying
this.
to like undo
Resurrecting
her
her.
death
Yeah.
and resurrect her.
This is a
And
great episode.
He can never
I did
figure out how
not-
to do it.
I did not like what they did with that Doctor Strange afterwards in What If, but that episode by itself is very good.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I didn't like all the multiverse Avengers stuff.
Yeah, when they brought him back later on, it was kind of
I like What If.
Yeah.
What If's fun.
I hated that season finale. I thought it was dumb.
Yeah, same.
3 things from the patron chat. Number 1, Joker's Wild asks, "Why is this the first stream I've seen from you guys in years?" Well, I don't blame you. We haven't
Dude, we
done
stream,
mini
like, all the
podcasts in
time.
years,
Yeah,
but
he co-
recently.
I think
We're-
the context is important. He commented right when Var told his story.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Well,
We stream at most
This
once
is a good
month.
story.
thank you for joining us, Joker's Wild. You're epic. Trevor Samora, $20. Thank you as always. You're very generous and very supportive. He says, "Var and Vin Pooh Perils stories is the quality content I subscribed for."
Oh, jeez.
You're welcome. See, there's someone who can appreciate a good story.
And then this is
Okay.
unrelated to the current topic, but it's a question, so we can answer it. Another comparison. If you originally weren't interested in seeing the Lego movie, I guess they're talking about nostalgia. Would the news Bionicle was briefly in it, without context, get you to go see it?
I mean,
It's a good
Basically,
comparison.
Probably.
I mean, I would say that it did for a lot of people.
yeah, I definitely went
Yeah.
because I was curious, was keeping an eye out.
So it's not like the thing about nostalgia. I don't like the over reliance on it, but I'm also not going to be stupid enough to say it doesn't work or it's not effective. It's very effective. There's a reason why companies do it. It works. It gets butts and seats, and people love Just look at like reaction compilations on YouTube whenever like hype moments happen. People lose their mind. They're foaming at the mouth, seeing like characters they recognize or like homages to their past.
Tobey Maguire.
Like we pointed this out when we saw No Way Home, and Var was like, "What didn't you say that you didn't like how there were obvious like
Yeah, it was
long
like
pauses for
it was
applause?"
like they padded out time for the audience to react in the film. So when you watch it at home, not in a theater, it's like they're just kind of standing there awkwardly. Like it's so bad. Like it's awful.
It takes you out
I
of it.
actually
It becomes
disagree. I
very-
thought it was very fitting because I mean it's kind of an awkward thing. Like,
No, dude,
Peter?
come on.
I thought it was a very it's like an awkward moment.
in
I'll
a
have to
movie
rewatch.
in a movie where they bring back all the original Spider-Man live-action actors into one film. That concept is so cool. And the best thing that they could do to introduce freaking Andrew Garfield was have him walk down a hallway and then take the mask off, and then everybody's like, "Ugh."
It wasn't a hallway; it was an alleyway.
Whatever,
Bro.
dude. It was the hallway in the house, alleyway in Andrew Garfield's world. Anyway,
It's not an alleyway, just an outside.
It wasn't a hallway
hall.
in the house. It was
it's the
the
same thing, Ben.
it was
Shut
the
up.
dining room.
You're ignoring the point. It's that it was so like unceremonious. It was so lame, and they did it specifically just so they could get audiences to cheer and clap. It's
I
so
remember
dumb.
being like stunned when we got out of that movie, and you were like pretty critical of it, but you made a lot of good points.
Yeah, I didn't really like it.
Has your
I
opinion
still don't-
changed over time?
No, I still don't really like it, to be honest. I think it's a huge waste of potential. Honestly, I thought that movie could have been one of the coolest movies ever made, and it just was not, for no reason.
No, I don't know about no reason. There's
There was
definitely
a
a reason.
reason.
Yeah, there's the fact that they were making it during a pandemic is pretty big reason why that movie wasn't better in some areas.
What do you mean by that? CGI?
Well, yeah, CGI, getting certain actors to be on set at the same time, scheduling.
Oh yeah, I hear that. Like
The whole
Lizard and
lightning in a
Sandman.
bottle thing too, where it's like they got to get this movie out within a certain time because of the pressures of the producers and the studio interference overall. And
Okay, well,
I mean-
it doesn't matter. The movie sucked. Like, I don't really care.
no,
Like,
no,
I don't really
it
care about.
matters.
It doesn't get brownie points. Like, it's a bad movie.
It
Like,
does get brownie points
Yeah.
because it's a lightning in a bottle type of movie where it's not.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
It's not like
that you can't give justice right now because of the
What I
ongoing
mean by
pandemic.
lightning
All right,
in a
fine.
bottle
So
type of
don't make the
movie is
movie
that-
right now. Push it off. Delay
no,
it.
no.
I
If
mean,
there's
like
a
something
good
like
shot,
that
the
where
only
you're
reason,
banking on a
the
big
only
you had a
reveal
good
reason
shot
that
to
you wouldn't delay
re-
it is because you want to make a bunch of money because you're a stupid capitalist instead of actually appreciating the art of the film. Delay the movie.
It's
Just
a
delay
superhero
it!
movie. There's no art in the film.
If you can't do it right, don't do
Whoa!
it.
All right, Martin
Oh.
Scorsese. Martin Scorsese.
Unless we're talking about Spider-Verse, there's no art in these freaking Tom Holland movies.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
Yeah.
You're completely wrong.
Really? Go watch
Yep.
Homecoming and Far From
Okay.
Home again and tell
They're
me
both-
what is
they're
so
both totally
artsy
fine
about
movies.
them.
Homecoming
Far From Home,
is
good.
the best
What's the
of
artistic
the Tom Holland
vision
movies.
of them?
I still
I
love
don't.
the vulture design.
What
from
are we
that
talking
movie.
about? Like, arty doesn't need to be pretentious to be art. Like, it's.
Who
it's
said anything
fine.
about pretentious? Yeah, I mean, you're over here saying that No Way Home doesn't have like any like art integrity or whatever.
That is
But I'm
not
like-
what I said.
Okay, what did you
Not
say?
what I said.
Then what did you say?
What I said is that the people in charge of creating No Way Home prioritized the money over the art, and because
And, like
of that,
they didn't do
the
that with the other
film-
movies.
The film suffered. Well, yeah, those films suffer too because of capitalism. But
Yeah,
like,
there's
this one in
flaws.
particular is worse because there's a lot of potential for you to make a really, really cool movie with all these elements that they had at their disposal that they squandered.
Mm,
The movie could have been way cooler. It was not as cool as it could have been. A lot of potential wasted.
I think it was as cool as
That
it
is
could
my
have been.
opinion.
I think that it
There's
was,
no. Come
I don't
on,
think
really?
it was possible for them to make it better.
Really?
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
I mean,
crazy.
With the context of
technically,
the production of this movie,
There-
yes.
Right,
I
and that's why I'm
agree.
just saying delay the movie.
Well, technically, like
take that context out of it.
there's potential for everything to be better, because there's no such thing as perfection if we think of quality as like a sliding scale. But specifically the problems that like No Way Home faces, I do think some of them are just founded in the idea, but also some of them, like CGI and stuff, could definitely have been fixed with more time. But I don't think that even if all of those problems were fixed, I still don't think I would really be all that jazzed about it, because I mean, I just don't think, I don't think doing a multiverse movie to end a trilogy of character-centric movies is necessarily the best way to go. But I know there's the argument about it being a 3-movie origin story, and we really haven't seen him be himself yet.
Spider-Man,
so
yeah.
It's just kind of a frustrating thing. There's lots of frustrating things about those movies because there's a lot about them that I don't like. There's a lot about them I do like, but then there's a lot that is kind of tied up in the Sony politics, and it makes it really difficult to have a discussion about it. I digress.
Don't you just love Sony?
I do not.
Yeah,
Not
I really
particularly.
don't. Yeah, Sony can die.
Sony being
Sony's
the way it is the
chokehold
reason
over...
why I think this movie is the best it could have been. If
Like,
Sony
in
wasn't
spite of them?
behind, if Sony wasn't behind this movie, then yes, I could be like, oh yeah, the movie definitely could have been better. But for a Sony-produced Spider-Man movie,
Yeah, but what you're talking about is a capitalist company prioritizing monetary incentives over actually creating a good film. Like, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're saying it could have been better if it were not for Sony. That's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing.
Epic.
yeah, but realistically, it was always going to be Sony behind this movie.
Sadly.
So
long as the right
there's got to be a
show.
point where you set aside those type of expectations of what the movie should have been if Sony weren't.
I
in the
don't think
picture.
so.
But
Not to
but
derail
Sony
this
could have
I don't think so.
conversation, but
better if
speaking of
they had
Sony
other
and Spider-Man, have you guys
priorities, right?
seen Madam Web?
Is that what?
No.
Like
I was
this is the
gonna bring
same.
up that
This
movie
is the same freaking studio that did make Madam Web, and they made the stupid Venom movies, and they're making a Kraven the Hunter movie. They made Morbius.
Dude, I'm so hyped for Kraven the Hunter.
Like,
Yeah, but
really
I
not.
understand Sony sucks. That doesn't mean I'm gonna just write off every film as though it can't be better. No, of course it could be better.
Spider-Verse is an example that
Yeah,
it
they
can
made
be
Spider-Verse.
good even with Sony. All you
yeah,
need
but
is
that's Sony Pictures Animation.
I mean, I'm not like this
It's
is why it gets really difficult to discuss these movies. I acknowledge that there's a lot of ick associated with Sony as an entity, but I don't believe that a group of collectives are incapable of making quality just because it's their organization. I think it comes
if
down
they
to
are,
the
they should just
ideas
hire
top.
different people.
It comes down to writers. It comes down to the executives that make the decisions. It's individuals ultimately can be responsible for quality. People attribute it's not Marvel Studios collectively that people attribute the success of the Avengers movies to, or Infinity War and Endgame. It's Feige, the Russos, and the actors.
Yeah.
Because they know what's what.
There's a comment on YouTube that says, and also heavens forbid a company want to make money back on a film that costs hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh boy.
Here's the solution to that. Don't spend hundreds of millions of dollars on your film.
That's a really bad situation right now.
Don't do
Budgets are
that.
out of control.
It depends on what's
if
going
you-
into
if
the
your
movie.
budget for the film is stupidly, ridiculously high, your possibility of making a profit on it, the margins are a lot thinner. So
This is a
maybe
problem
let's
with games,
reduce
too.
the budgets.
It's
I really
actually
wonder how
from
many
very
of these
specifically
movies.
with the latest Spider-Man game too, because that game had this
Yeah.
$300 million budget, and I think it did make the money back, but the budget was out of control.
Yeah, and then they laid people off right after because of that.
Yep.
Yeah,
No.
it's stupid. Stop doing that.
It's
it
a
doesn't
bad-
need it doesn't need to cost that much.
It's bad
And
project.
the
growing
crazy
money.
part about it is that most of that just goes into the freaking marketing. Remember when Amazing Spider-Man 2 was about to come out, and you saw commercials and branding for it everywhere? It was like
Mm-hmm.
on billboards. It was like getting brand recognition.
remember the
Pharrell
hype for
Williams
that
was
movie.
promoting it because he was working
You
on the
guys were so
soundtrack.
excited for that movie. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
there was a lot of hype around it, and a lot of it was artificial hype because they just put so much money into marketing it and not enough into like, or not, I don't know. There's too much
unfortunate-
money that moves around with these movies, that's for sure.
The Amazing
I wonder
Spider-Man
how much of it is
2
money
looked-
laundering.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
I was just saying, I wonder how much of it's money laundering.
I'm sure
I
that
mean,
there's
probably.
this aspect.
There's this whole
Probably.
thing of like, I think they call it like Hollywood accounting, where they like officially a lot of these big budget movies that are seen as successes are like portrayed as like a losses, and then they don't have to pay. I think it's for like tax reasons and stuff and royalty reasons. I think I recently heard
Yeah.
that like Return of the Jedi, just like last year when they re-released it in theaters, was like officially broke even.
That's crazy.
But that's just because the way they do
Wow.
accounting. It's not yeah.
Elder, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I remember being really excited for that one because that suit. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, the
suit
suit was
so
really
good.
good.
Suit looked
really
really
good.
The
good.
effects
too.
still hold up to this day, and
does.
I mean, I was just watching a deleted scene from that movie the other day, actually, and I was just like, man, it brought me back to how I would hear so often about all the just like how much of a production nightmare it was behind the scenes with how much the studio was interfering with
Yeah.
the movie. Like, there's like 5 or 6 different movie plot lines in that one movie.
It's a frustrating thing when you discuss works like that because you kind of have to group the problems into 2 categories. It's problems by execution and then problems by like design. Things that are a problem just because of the idea behind it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's
The
there's
incentives behind it.
and what I mean by that is those plot lines could be good. Their writing is like independent, a quality that can be judged. But at the end of the day, even if they're well written, there's still like 6 different plot lines in the movie,
and
and that's
even-
inherently gonna messy.
Even the plot lines that they left in the movie weren't well written, like, at all.
Yeah,
Like, most of
exactly.
the Peter Gwen scenes were them just ad-libbing.
Mary Jane was supposed to be in that movie.
Mary
I
Jane
feel so
was
bad
supposed
for
to be in it,
Shailene
yeah.
Woodley.
Dude,
And then,
she got so screwed over by that too. She got nothing but like internet hate for her casting as Mary
Yeah.
Jane, and she wasn't even in the movie.
She never even got to like
Such
you
a
know,
shame.
give it a shot.
But yeah, no,
They-
I mean, it's bad. It's stupid.
Sony.
It's bad.
It's
Sony
complicated.
by default makes bad movies. That's my thing. If they actually make something that's somewhat what's the word? Starts with a C, I think.
Competent.
Yeah, if they make a movie that's somewhat competent, good movie in my eyes. Otherwise,
Yeah, but-
it's garbage.
They make bad movies by design though. Like that's
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Aren't they
So-
just cranking out these like Spider-Man villain or anti-hero
Exactly,
movies
my
because they're
point. Yeah,
aren't they
they
just
just-
cranking it out because of
they-
1, it's an easy tax write-off, and 2, they need to keep doing it to
They
keep
push these
Spider-Man right?
movies out that no one's gonna care about really, but they put them out anyway, and the people making them clearly don't care about it either, because
think
But
they
it
it's
turn
is
just
out so
because they're
bad
gonna
anyway.
hold on to the
regardless.
Spider-Man rights, isn't it? Like they have to use the IP in a certain
Yeah,
way
they have
in
to
order
keep
to keep
using Spider-Man.
I
in
believe
some
that is
way.
true.
Yeah, they're basically
It's so
just
gross.
delaying like
Their
Marvel
long
getting
game-
the full rights back.
Their long game, I thought, was to get enough villains to make like a Sinister Six movie, but like,
Yep.
that hasn't been even announced.
That's been
so I don't
AV
know.
Arad's stupid dream vision whatever for the
Yeah.
Spider-Man movies since Amazing Spider-Man 1. For some reason that man is so adamant about making a Sinister Six thing happen. Just
well
stop.
before. He's been wanting to make Sinister Six at Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, actually you're right. That's why there's so many freaking villains in there. That's why
Yeah.
we got Venom
He
and
can't stop.
the
That
Goblin.
man gets an idea in his head and he refuses to let it die. It
Put
will
more
continue.
villains in it. Put Venom here.
We
there.
need Venom.
Actually make Venom movies.
Has anyone actually seen Madam Web?
I
No,
haven't.
I don't plan on
Heck
it.
no, dude.
I watched an abridged review that had clips from the film, and every clip that I saw had me more and more confused.
All right. I will be seeing the Craven movie in theaters. I am part of the problem.
Please don't.
I'm craving it, Zach.
Please,
So wait,
please don't.
I'm craving it, bro.
when is it coming out?
Potentially a fortuitous time, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
I'm
no.
surprised. I'm surprised they
Say.
pulled the plug on the El Muerto movie.
Oh no, it's 2 weeks later. It's August 30th. Dang.
Oh no, that's crazy. Anyway,
Thank
I hope they
goodness.
stop doing this.
So you know what? Yeah, you know a funny thing about that, Vin. There was a report saying that El Muerto had been shelved because Bad Bunny is no longer attached to it, and it was created literally around him.
Yep.
But as of 2 months ago, production is back on.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
Sure.
No.
It is back on without Bad Bunny.
So stupid. Oh
So-
my
Makes no sense,
gosh.
dude.
I want it to end.
Yeah.
There's just no reason to be doing all this.
Feels like there's just no soul in anything anymore.
Yeah.
Everything
frustrating.
sucks.
know.
Everything just sucks.
There was
Except Spider-Man: No Way Home. I thought that was good.
you really want
The fact that they were doing as much as they were with that movie and it was still competent is impressive to me.
I agree with that.
I'm not gonna lie and say it didn't have good moments. The emotional
Yeah,
stuff.
it
with
had a good
Tom Holland's
story.
Spidey was good.
We had some really
I
cool
love
action
the
sequences.
dynamic of Green Goblin and Tom Holland Spidey. I love
The
that fight
ending
scene
was
in the hallway.
stellar.
Oh my lord.
Yeah,
There
that
were good
hallway
points.
scene was dope.
It's the fact that I see there was potential there that makes it. I wish it fully realized it, but I do agree. There's stuff to
And
enjoy.
don't get me wrong, I
It's
can
like-
see
it's like
that
this-
too, because I've definitely painted in my head all kinds of ways how they could have better introduced like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in the movie. Like, don't get me wrong, I could totally see how they could have gone all out with it. Personally, I think they should have been introduced way earlier in the movie. But I also understand why there were probably circumstances around why that did not happen.
Yeah, I get that too. It doesn't mean the movie still sucks though.
No, I think it's fine.
I
You're
just
just
like
being
the
picky.
movie. I just like that movie for the same reason you just like Doctor Strange, Meso. It's because
Heck
like
yeah.
there's the potential there that they could have utilized. It just wasn't. Like it just didn't. Like how Doctor Strange doesn't fully utilize its multiversal aspect to make an interesting story. I felt like this movie did not utilize its multiversal aspect with the different Spider-Men to make a good story. So very similar
disagree.
thing.
The word I use for
really-
movies like this are shallow. Not
One of the
bad
biggest things I enjoyed
necessarily.
about No Way Home was how
Yeah,
the
shallow.
Spider-Man interacted with each other. Like that first scene
agree.
where they meet
Yeah, I
each
agree. That
other
was
was
good.
awesome. The way that they like hang out on the rafters waiting for the villains to show up is hilarious. The
How
extended
much
version of that
of,
scene is even more hilarious.
How much of the movie's total runtime do those scenes encompass?
What does it matter?
Well,
I mean, if that's one of
'Cause,
the
like-
things you're gonna point to as one of the positives of the movie, then yeah, its percentage of the movie kind of is relevant, right? Like, if
No,
those,
not really, because that's
Those
not,
scenes
I'm
lasted
not,
30
I'm not
seconds,
looking,
and it's not gonna matter.
I'm not
much,
looking
huh?
at the length of those scenes at all. That's like saying, oh, how much runtime? Okay, this is coming from like a Godzilla fan, and most of the Godzilla movies, Godzilla shows up for like 5 or 10 minutes.
fair.
Then if they sell me on, I mean, yes, that's actually a great point. Yeah, Godzilla barely shows up, right? That was one of the
Right, but
biggest
some of those
issues
movies
with
are
the
still
first
good.
Godzilla movie, the 2014
No,
Godzilla
the
movie.
2014
That was the biggest issue with that. It was
No,
a
it
Godzilla
wasn't.
movie,
It
and
wasn't.
Godzilla's barely in the movie.
No, the problem with that movie was that there was more focus on the other monsters than there was with Godzilla. Not necessarily that Godzilla was only in the movie for like 10 minutes.
Is that not the same thing? I feel like that was a semantic
It's not the same
difference.
thing.
What do you
Because-
guys feel is the biggest difference between a movie like No Way Home and a like a crossover episode.
Hang
or
on, I'm not
movie
done
or
talking about
something.
Godzilla because we just had Godzilla -1 like last December, and Godzilla's also in that movie for maybe like 10 minutes, and that
Yeah,
movie's
but
amazing.
Godzilla's impact on that movie is felt throughout the entire film. He
Right.
doesn't need to
That's-
physically be
That's the
there.
thing. He doesn't need to be on screen.
Right.
His
But the
screen time
impact
does not
of Tobey
matter.
Maguire is barely relevant to the film.
That's because his presence is barely relevant to the film.
Exactly!
The film holds up well without him, and when he shows up, it adds to it. His absence doesn't take anything away
I
from
don't
the film.
want it to hold up well without him.
The reason I'm
But
talking
it did in the movie.
the reason I'm talking about the runtime, dude, is because when you have like a 3-hour movie and you're highlighting things from it that you like really love, and those things like barely crack maybe 3 minutes, then you gotta wonder what about the other like 177 minutes?
Exactly.
What is good about those parts? And if the answer is, well, it's not as good as the 3 minutes, then it's like, well, why did it have to be only 3
But
minutes? man?
but that's the
Yeah,
thing.
like that,
I liked
Could've
No
been
Way
more than
Home
3 minutes.
even all the
And-
way through the part where we got the other Spider-Man. I thought it was fine. I didn't even
Yeah.
know that the other Spider-Man were actually going to be in the movie because at
Oh,
the
I
time that I
envy you.
went to go watch it, it was still like a rumor.
Oh,
And I had
envy
to
you.
ask Meso right before watching the movie if that was going to happen.
Good
And
times.
while watching the movie, I started to think he was lying because they weren't showing up. But it didn't take away anything because I was like, this is still pretty awesome. I was still enjoying the movie. Then when they showed up, I enjoyed it more.
I think
That's
then you are
It
what
was a bonus. It was like the cherry on top of the
Hollywood-
pie.
Hollywood calls a sucker.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
don't agree.
How many hours did you put into
The-
Destiny 2, LJ?
Wow.
Okay.
Random
I think-
non-sequitur.
First
I think
of all,
I get what
no.
when means. I think if there's like 3 special minutes in the movie and the rest of the movie isn't those 3 minutes, but it helps to build up that moment, and that's like a big payoff moment. I think that can be worth it if it's done well.
Exactly. I'd be a
I just
sucker
think it could
if
have
I
been
said
bigger. It could have been
I'd
more.
be a
that's
sucker
all.
if I
That's-
said the rest of the movie was not good until I got those 3 minutes. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying the movie as a whole is fine. I enjoyed the entire movie. I enjoyed what they had to offer in terms of storytelling, developing Peter's character, and the payoff we got at the end. I think
Yeah.
those are the things that make it a good movie.
And
I
don't get me wrong,
personally-
I'm with you. There's good aspects.
Yeah, I agree. There's good aspects.
Yeah, I personally feel like they didn't necessarily need to have more of Toby and Andrew necessarily either, because it is still a Tom Holland movie and it was marketed as such until the public reveal that it was like
Right.
the multiverse Spider-Man, because that was
I mean,
that was
that's
something that
separate.
was revealed in the movie. That's
That's a
something
separate
that
matter.
Mhm.
I think
The real
problem-
suckers-
That's not really.
was that should be
Okay.
taken into account
The
though. is
real
the
suckers
initial...
are the people going to see Morbius and Venom in
Yeah.
theaters, thinking that it's
Like
going to be a
us?
good time.
No, no.
Exactly.
Venom
It was
is
it was a good
time.
time, bro.
Venom
It was.
2, Venom 2 especially
That's copium.
was a
That
very
is
good
absolute
time.
copium.
You missed
Woody
out.
Harrelson, bro.
You missed out on Venom.
No,
2.
I did not. I watched Venom 2 online after the fact, and
But
it
you
was
didn't
terrible
watch it with us,
There was-
Ben.
It was an
We wanted you
awful
to be there
movie.
with
I
us.
watched.
because I
We
didn't
were
want to be a
heckling the
sucker,
entire-
LJ.
Ben is
time.
100% in the right. That was not worth going to go see in theaters.
There was so
Shut
I
up.
watched-
100%.
It was
I
so
would have rather
dumb.
There
put
were
it on
plenty
a
of other
projector or
movies we
something
could
and watched
see.
it with you guys.
We darn near
What's
had
up,
Spider
I watched
Man 2
Venom
ourselves.
How
the
are you
way
going
it
to
deserves
characterize
it.
Carnage, the one in the comics who's like the most in tune with the symbiote, as one who cannot control the symbiote at all in the movie?
I would
What?
characterize him as Woody Harrelson. There was so much
So
carnage.
stupid.
Anyway, what were you saying, Sakota?
I watched the movie the way it deserves it on a very small airplane monitor.
Dude, you're right. That is definitely an airplane movie.
Yep.
I think GL fell asleep watching Morbius and couldn't remember anything about it on an airplane.
I want to watch
Incredible.
Morbius one day. I want to see the context for the Matt Smith
Nah,
dance.
I'm good.
I don't care.
Anyway, ultimately, here's my hot take, and this will probably be one of the last things I say as we move toward like wrapping up. My hot
Vanessa,
take is
we've got like almost double what viewership now that we had when I did my poop story.
I will say, and this is
They like it when
Random
we
tangent.
fight.
this is very valuable like metrics for us as we like get back into the swing of doing like podcasts. There's always been a stigma that like watching or doing it late is like bad, but like we have more viewers now. Like we're not losing people, we're only gaining the more we go on. That's impressive to me.
It's great. Thank you
and
for
then right
being
as
here,
I say that,
guys.
we
Thank
lose
you for
one.
being here.
We lose one right as I say. Either way, anyway, my hot take: No Way Home should not have had Toby and Andrew at all. That's my hot take.
I think the big discussion we had earlier, the main problem is that on the one hand it's a finale for the trilogy of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and then they also want to do the multiverse stuff, and it does both like kind of a little bit, but none of the both like it focuses on.
It's not to say that the story they told isn't good with spoilers, with May getting killed by like Green Goblin, Peter having to like deal with that. It's not to say that's not good. It was good. The ending was good. Peter's choice is good. There's good aspects to it. But if you're telling like a trilogy of movies and you're trying to like tell a character story, that trilogy needs to be planned from start to finish. You need to have a vision for the character. You need to set things up that are paid off later. You need to have like adequate progression. Just look at Star Wars for what happens if you don't do that. Who should have been the villain for Spider-Man No Way Home that kills May and forces Peter to like change his life around? Scorpion. Because Scorpion was actually set up.
Scorpion should have been the villain of Spider-Man Far From Home.
No, Mysterio worked totally fine.
I really liked Mysterio. I really liked Mysterio.
Far From Home is like the prime example of only getting like a good 5 minutes out of a crap movie.
Untrue.
I really like Far From Home.
Agree with that.
Completely disagree.
Because of that.
You're alone on an island for that one. I'm sorry.
I don't care. I don't care.
Vin's brave. He speaks truth to power.
Because that one Mysterio scene where it's like Peter's just in a complete illusion and stuff was the only good part of that movie.
That's not true.
That is so not true.
I really can't. I can't agree with that.
I don't agree at all.
I love that movie.
Either way, my point's not like obviously we can agree. Like, yeah, we love Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin. He's epic, and he's probably cooler than Scorpion would have been.
Then that opinion lost us 10 viewers.
Oh my gosh.
Those 10 people were wrong.
Oh, you're right. Oh no.
Oh man, I lost 10 Venom movie fans. Woohoo.
Or like. All I'm saying is, subjectively, yeah, we love Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin. He's cool. Objectively,
he's dope.
Yeah, it probably should have been Scorpion or somebody that was more in keeping with like the theme of the movie. Peter's choices from the past coming back to like cause him harm, instead of a literal who he's never met before and apparently doesn't exist in the universe because there's no Oscorp, which I really hate. Just shows up randomly and kills his aunt and then is around and then disappears from the movie for the next like 40 minutes. Not great.
I mean, I don't hate the idea of like the Green Goblin from the Tobey universe being the Goblin to ultimately become this Spider-Man's like arch rival or whatever. I actually think that's kind of a clever usage of the character. Because you don't need to set him up at all. You can just kind of use the back end, like the previous films in a different universe to set that character up. And I think that works. I just wish they had gone more. Like, they just did more.
I get what you're saying, though. I feel like people are still laboring under the delusion with the Tom Holland movies that, like, oh, we're going to get to see Peter grow up and eventually do all the classic Spider-Man stories. And, they'll set up all these, like, arcs with, like... Because I remember a lot of people being upset that they would use Green Goblin this way because it probably means they're not going to use Green Goblin.
We're never going to get
the more traditional way.
An MCU Green Goblin.
And I was one of those people who was upset about that. But I've kind of made my peace with it and accepted it's already been screwed up. Because the realities of movie production and Sony's meddlings mean... we're not going to get to see Tom Holland do that kind of stuff. Yep. Like the man's already 27 years old. We're already like, we got our like 2 high school Tom Holland movies, and that's it. We're not going to get to see the progression of the character. We're not
really,
gonna get
we
to
only
see
got
him
one
being
high
like,
school Tom Holland movie, but yeah, sure.
yeah. You know,
When is the
era.
freshman year series coming out?
Yes.
Is
That's
Whoa, I forgot
canon
about
to the
that.
MCU?
it is not.
I was just thinking about that.
Okay.
They
It was.
canceled that?
It has not been canceled, but it is not part of the MCU like it was initially billed as.
Oh.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, these movies would have been so much better if they had just done an older Spider-Man.
Really?
No.
Oh yeah, here's
Wasn't
my
one of the things you
here's
guys
my
were so
final
happy
hot-
about was getting to see him
No.
start young?
No, actually.
I disagree.
So here's my final hot take of the day. Tom Holland should never have been Spider-Man. It should have been an older It should have been an older Peter Parker who's about to become a high school teacher.
Emphatically disagree.
crazy.
100%
You are
disagree.
you're insane.
You're out of your
Isn't
mind.
this the
That is-
opposite of what everyone wanted?
No, well, definitely not what I wanted.
I mean, they can
fair.
still
I
do
was
that,
tired.
right?
I was tired of high school Peter.
That's fair.
When they first introduced Tom Holland to the MCU, I was like, oh great, we're doing high school all over again. Why can't we just move on to college years at least? But
I say.
I mean,
Well, no,
college I would
honest-
have accepted, but I think
I
you're
get what you
crazy
mean.
For doing.
I wanted
for
I
jumping to
wanted an
adult
older
Spider-Man already.
season. I wanted an older seasoned Spider-Man to be introduced to the MCU.
How would
I
that
think-
work?
I think that would be a cool idea if they did Miles too, like
Yeah.
as like his like student or something.
I think people would be upset with that because you'd basically be skipping like Peter's stuff.
Would you
Yeah,
though?
well,
We've
no.
already seen like 5 different Spider-Man movies before we got Tom Holland of him being in high school. We already know the story.
But I'm sorry, fans of the Raimi movies, they're bad. That's the thing.
No, they're not.
People want good movies.
Oh boy.
Okay.
That's what they want. They want good movies with a cohesive vision. You know?
I feel like I'm in an island where surrounded by people I can't agree with. Like what's
So
happening?
yeah,
no
like-
no one is spitting any good takes in this.
All right. You know what? Here, I'm coming in with a hot take. Okay. All right. Spider-Man is cool.
Shut up.
You're wrong. The whole point is that he's not cool and he's being bullied in high school.
Yeah, exactly. Another bad take.
Oh,
The Spider-Man
man.
I wanted in the movies is the Spider-Man that we ended up getting in that PS4 game.
Well,
That
then you
is
got the
fair.
Spider-Man
That's
you
what I
wanted
wanted.
then.
I
get
did
what
get the
Vin's
Spider-Man I
saying, though.
wanted. That's why I love the game so much because I'm like, oh, cool, we got a seasoned Spider-Man. We can just go straight into the swing of things with pre-established
Haha, swing.
villains.
Haha, haha.
Ha, ha.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, we got like all these pre-established
Ah.
villains and stuff. We don't have to do the whole origin story or whatever. Him becoming the Spider-Man he was meant to. We can
That
just skip all that.
Spider-Man, I don't know. I don't know if that works for the MCU.
It could have,
feel like it
but
could have.
they just chose not to do that. They chose to do little kid Spider-Man again, which I
Okay.
mean, don't get me wrong.
As-
I liked him in Civil War and I liked Homecoming. I thought
As
those were
someone
fine.
who loves the games, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I love the Insomniac games, but would starting him as Spider-Man 2 work without Spider-Man 1? The whole like
Yes, I
professor
think so.
thing. Because there was a lot of character groundwork that they established in the first game with his relationship with like
I don't
you
think
know,
it would've
Otto.
worked.
It's also at that point in the MCU, wouldn't it raise questions like why it was never
Exactly.
mentioned before?
That's what I'm.
Yeah, but the
thinking. I don't
MCU
Then
think-
you
already
have
does that
to
anyway.
shoehorn in his backstory and
They already shoehorned Tom Holland into the movies anyway.
Yeah, but I mean,
Not
he wasn't.
really,
it
but it's
didn't
not
have
as
much
long
of an
of a
They
impact because
absolutely
he's
did.
like a high school kid.
it could have
right?
been
He's
months as
starting out,
opposed
yeah.
to like
Yeah, no, they didn't do
years
that
of
with
him
Tom
being
Holland.
established.
Like, yeah, like it's a way more believable that some kid is like wearing like
Yeah, but think
pajamas
about
outside,
how he
barely
was
doing
literally
anything.
introduced in Civil War. Like Tony Stark just goes to this random kid's house.
Yeah, but dude, you're
says-
talking about an established adult Spider-Man. Like that's
Yes.
Who
that's
has
way
been
different.
doing Spider-Man things in the greater New York area when the
Yeah.
Avengers.
yeah, but most of the Marvel
Yeah,
movies,
he would
most
have
of the
been, like-
MCU movies don't even take place in New York.
I mean, Avengers
the
did.
first Avengers movie takes place in
Yeah,
New York.
Avengers.
That's one movie.
That's the
one
movie,
movie,
though.
but
You would,
That's
you
one
would think
movie.
if there's an established adult Spider-Man in New York, he would have shown up during the worst event in New York history.
Right?
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
they did the New
Wow.
Yorker voice.
Listen, guys.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
I'm Spider-Man. I'm a New
So-
Yorker, all right? You know what? I love some good New York pizza because I'm Spider-Man, okay? I'm walking here because I'm Spider-Man now. I'm swinging here because I'm Spider-Man, okay? I'm New Yorker, all right? You don't mess with New Yorkers, okay? Then you know what? The Avengers comes down.
Are you
they got
trying?
New Yorker Spider-Man.
Are you trying to like freestyle rap right now? What's happening?
So here's
Yeah,
the
bro, it's
here's
New
the
York.
here's the thing, right? let's say Peter gets his powers that same year that the Avengers movie takes place. Maybe it's like right after the incident, quote unquote, right, where the invasion happens, and then the new school year starts. Peter gets bit by the spider at age 15, 16. That would allow him 4 years until his first appearance in Civil War, and then he'd be like 19 or 20.
Okay, but that's still kid Spider-Man. That's not adult established Spider-Man.
No, but it's like a 4-year experienced Spider-Man as opposed to like a 6-month.
I mean,
Spider-Man
that's like Tom
still, like-
Holland's actual age, right?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In those movies.
Like,
Hmm.
I think they could have worked. Maybe he wouldn't be a teacher right away, sure. But I think at the very least they should have just started him off in college to begin with.
I mean, I do think the difference between like college years and high school years is fairly arbitrary. I am with you up until that point. You're only really talking about like a few years, but like, would it really matter that much at that point? If he's
Well,
in
yeah,
college?
because a lot could happen in a few years. He would still already have like a lot of his first villains
That's true.
encountered within those 4 years.
That's true.
If- I mean,
I do get what you're saying in a certain perspective because it's what the game does. It has him having already encountered a bunch of people, so you can just kind of have them pop up, and he'll
yeah,
be like,
like
"Oh
you
yeah,
can have
I dealt
Shocker
with him
already
before."
exist. Or
But like in the
Lizard.
movies, you need to spend time on establishing literally everyone because he has no one, which means he has no like casual rogues gallery. I do get that point because that is a technique the games employ like a lot. For,
Yeah,
like,
but the
side
games
quests.
also don't have the Avengers.
That's also true.
Like,
that's
They-
not-
I mean, they do
technically-
exist in there.
Technically, they exist in the
Yeah.
universe, but barely. They're just cameos. They're
Yeah,
not-
but
they're,
that's
like, on
like
the
the
West
same thing in
Coast.
the comics. Like the Avengers don't always show up whenever like Green
Yeah.
Goblin's throwing a fit in New York.
I think the explanation is they're in like the West Coast in the Insomniac games.
But the Avengers
No,
Tower
they're
and
not.
Doctor Strange's house is there in New
Yeah,
York.
Yeah,
they
they're
had
all
a,
still in
they
New
had a
York.
base of operations, but they're not there currently. I think there is a line about how like
Is there actually lore about these characters existing in this universe, or are these
I
just
am-
cameos?
There
I
is.
am-
There is
there are no-
100% lore.
there are no cameos by them. They don't show up. Only the buildings show up.
Well, yeah, that's
But
what I
I
mean.
believe-
The buildings are
I
cameos.
believe there is a line of dialogue. I'm sorry if I'm spreading fake news about how the Avengers aren't in New York right now.
Do the Avengers
Let me
show
find
up?
Marvel Spider-Man 2 addresses the absence of the Avengers in a comic. Okay. Explaining that they are usually busy solving crises far from New York City.
I mean that's generally been my assumption. Anytime the Avengers don't show up in general for whatever.
Says where
Like,
I'm,
even
where
in
I'm
the-
from,
Even
they're
in other
always
MCU
gone.
movies, it's like, okay, why weren't the Avengers in Iron Man 3? This is totally an Avengers thing.
Okay. This would make sense in the current day of MCU if you wanted to introduce an adult Spider-Man because the Avengers are no longer around, they're off in space doing space things. That would make more sense. But at the time where this Spider-Man was introduced,
Civil
the
War
Avengers were active in New York. Like, it wouldn't make any sense for there to be an experienced adult Spider-Man.
Well, they weren't active in New York because the second Avengers movie starts off like out of country.
But they came right back to New York.
Yeah, like, come on.
I mean, yeah, they came back to New York, sure, but like
Doctor
they
Strange is
literally
New York too.
they spend maybe like a night in New York and then they're off.
it
doing the
doesn't make
thing
any
again.
sense. We would know they're Spider-Man. Like, this is silly. This is silly. This is a silly
Like they're
conversation.
not the Avengers of New York.
Yeah.
Bro.
Specifically.
They kind of are.
Really,
the
I guess
towers
the-
in New York.
They are.
The only feasible explanation for an adult Peter Parker not showing up in the Avengers movie, despite being like an established superhero at the time, would be he's on the street like helping the police officers with the
Right,
ground
yeah,
level
he's a
stuff.
street level superhero.
That would be so
But-
lame, though.
Maybe
that's
I'm
literally
the wrong
what he
Very
is,
against his
though.
It's very against his character to not seek out what the problem is and go try
Yeah.
to fix it.
Maybe
he
I'm
would
the wrong
show up
person
and
to
try
be,
to figure
You're
out.
gonna
what-
say he
what's
wasn't
going
there
on.
because he was on the ground helping Grandma cross the street? Like, come
I
on.
mean,
I mean,
yeah,
maybe
that's
I'm the
kind of
wrong
his
person
shtick.
to like ask about this because I'm a fan of the TV side of the MCU, and this problem is like baked into the core DNA of like every TV property. But like, yeah, now that we know Daredevil is MCU canon and was all along, I mean, why wasn't he in the Battle of New York? He had his
He doesn't have
powers at that point.
superpowers.
You know, why didn't he show up to help in friggin' Infinity War?
Yeah,
Endgame?
I mean, like-
Hawkeye was there. There's a suspension of disbelief you have to have when you know
Well, no,
the reason.
I think that problem, that same criticism, could absolutely be applied to Daredevil. Like, I think that's a problem there too.
Yeah,
Right, but it's not-
I
will
agree with
say-
that, and I also think
I
that it's
will
an issue
say-
of power scaling. Spider-Man
Yes,
is
I was
gonna
get to
way
that.
higher on the slider.
It's
I was about
not
to get to
though.
that. It's a little easier to imagine Daredevil not being on the radar of the Avengers because Daredevil is like a D tier hero versus Spider-Man, who is a triple A hero.
It's
I will not
it's
tolerate this
necessarily
slander
true.
of my
I don't.
Daredevil.
I don't disagree because people. Sorry, I agree with the Avengers not wanting to pick him up, but like when you talk about stuff like in-game or whatever, like you have just random people showing up with like guns or like secret agents or like Hawkeye is there. Like the reason I find conversations like these frustrating, not you guys. This is a good conversation we're having about Spider-Man, but people in general with Daredevil. We know the reason. The reason isn't in universe. The reason is studio politics.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think with Spider-Man, we also know the reason. It's because of Sony. Any
Yes.
excuse they try to make after the fact is just patchwork. It's never gonna fully make sense. I do think they did it the best way they could by introducing him at high school age. I think if you don't do that, you get more problems than you would otherwise. But there's no perfect solution. You trade things away either way. By
I have
introducing him
another
at high
hot
school
take.
age, you've harmed his ability to like last a long time and have like a rogues gallery, but you sidestep the continuity issues. What's your hot take, Vin?
Marvel just freaking sucks.
Maybe now, but
I mean, yeah,
it was,
now.
it was good once upon a time.
No, it always sucked.
I don't agree,
I don't agree.
Yeah, I don't agree either.
and you don't
Yeah.
either.
Vin, you've been wrong so much tonight. What's going on, man?
I think we need to wrap up to save
rubbing
Ben
off
from
on him.
himself.
I have another hot take.
The problem is
This podcast sucks.
the
I
problem.
mean, yeah, we can agree with that.
Hold on.
I disagree.
The problem is we need to figure out an episode title. I don't know what we're gonna call this.
I have another hot take.
Ven has another hot take. That's the title.
TTV episode 354, another hot take. I don't disagree. I was gonna call it mayo banana sandwich, but then we actually fulfilled the Spider-Man promise. So
Yeah.
The TTV podcast 354 bars
Another hot
Pipi
take.
Pupu Platter.
No.
Traumatic poop story.
The amazing poopy man.
Okay. All right.
Noah asks in the chat, have y'all talked Guardians 3 yet? I don't believe we've
Man.
ever discussed it publicly.
That movie sucked.
I think we all
Oh,
enjoyed it.
come on.
Shut up.
I think
You
I
can't
think
be
we,
that wrong.
You shut your stupid mouth.
I believe we all enjoyed it to varying degrees.
Var,
That's
what-
about all I'll say on that.
What was your suggestion?
Vars Pipi Pupu Platter.
Thank you.
No.
Oh, no.
The
I like
video
another
will
hot
get
take.
hidden. That's
I like
definitely
another-
against
Another
TOS.
hot take.
You have to
That's
spell
what
it
I want.
P-I-P-I
No.
and P-U-P-U. That's how you'll get away with it.
No.
Dude,
Please no.
it does look pretty funny when you outline it.
I don't condone this.
TTV's degraded the toilet humor episode 354.
Hey, that was not
I
toilet
don't
humor.
know.
That was a real event in my tragic life. Thank you very much.
Tragic life.
If you think that's
Trauma.
humorous, I have some words to say to you.
All right.
I hate you.
In our patron chat, which you can
Those are
join
my
for as low
words.
as $1 a month at
not
patreon.com
funny.
/TTV
Traumatic.
channel. You
There
can
was poo
vote.
on the floor.
You can vote for the episode
I
title.
slipped
right
on
now.
my turd.
Do we want to open this up to the YouTube live chat as well?
It might be.
You
convoluted,
forgot
but
one
we could.
option.
It might be what?
Convoluted to do, but if you want to, be my guest.
One into it all. I got it. Start a poll.
The amazing Pupu man. Well, while you do the poll,
Aye,
we
aye.
got another super chat from the one, the only Stinky Doodle.
Oh, my
$20
lord.
says, got into a hit and run car accident. I was the runner because I'm rushing home to log on to Neopets. just wanted to say I love you guys and the fact that you put up with my weird creative writing and stuff, especially Elja. Well, you're very kind. Thank you for
are
being quirky.
unyieldingly hilarious.
I hope your Neopets are okay.
All right, the poll is live right now on YouTube and in the patron chat.
I actually don't
It's a
know
little-
which one will win. It's kind of a toss-up. These are all
You
very good.
left out the amazing Pupu man. Why do you keep doing that?
You listen, Ven.
I'm
You've
clo-
had
I'm-
enough.
I'm closing this poll.
You know,
Don't-
I don't mind the amazing Pupu man. So that's not a bad one.
Yeah, see, it's good.
Okay,
Pupu.
all right. I will edit.
Man,
late
no
now.
one likes Orbit of the Eclipse. I don't like that one either. Where did that one come from?
It was very early on.
I think LJ made that up.
No, I didn't
It's,
make it up.
It's fake.
It was very
Orbit
very
of the Eclipse. Come on, man. We talked about
outta
the
here.
eclipse for like 5 seconds.
Here, there. You know, I added your stupid episode name, Ven. There you go.
Oh, my stupid.
And
my
it's
stupid
only
one. You hear
it's
that,
only
everybody?
stupid because
LJ
it's
wants
from.
you all to vote
It's
for
because
that one.
it's
just
because
to
you're
spite him.
stupid, Ven. You've given these awful takes this entire time.
You give these awful takes this entire time.
I like
Shut
hot
up.
takes. They're fun.
That's how you sound.
Can I?
Funny,
can
yeah,
I
it sounds
read-
like you.
It's funny because it sounds like shut up.
And now, time for something completely different. A quote from an interview about the upcoming Sonic movies.
Why are you
Quote.
doing this?
The Sonic films will become Avengers level events.
Oh my gosh.
Big, exciting stories that have a lot of different characters.
Oh,
Yo.
no.
Sonic
Oh,
3
no.
is about to go so hard. Y'all ain't even ready.
Can they do a multiverse movie with the original design for live action Sonic?
Oh no.
It wouldn't be the
Yeah.
first time that's happened.
I want to see a Sonic war film.
Ugly Sonic was the best part of the Chip and Dale movie.
Hilarious.
Chip and Dale. Oh, I forgot that movie existed.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did too, because the rest of it ain't so good.
Noah asks, have y'all ever talked Invincible? We have not. How many of us have seen that?
I've only seen season one.
Season 1 only.
I
I
need to
remember
get
watching
caught up.
it at your place. Mark.
I'm halfway through season 2. It's pretty
Yeah, I
good, but
remember
that
that.
stupid
Agent
hiatus
Spider.
really killed my hype.
Yeah,
Agent
that hiatus was
Spider, am I right?
long, man. Wait, what? What's that? What?
Agent Spider.
What?
Okay,
What are you
Ven-
saying?
okay,
What are
okay.
you saying?
No. I know what
Spider?
he's talking about.
Agent
Zach,
Spider.
do you remember during the Knack and Jay where Meso and I were riffing on you for being like nothing but a spoiler machine? And you were like, what are you guys talking about? Why are you bagging? I'm like, this is why.
I'm saying two very vague words. This is not
You're
spoiling
literally
anybody.
saying a spoiler!
Oh, that's why I don't understand it.
Dylan
I haven't
plays.
seen it yet. Okay.
Dylan plays
Oh,
$5
I'm not gonna
spoiled
watch
something
it.
for
Zach
me.
spoiled me.
Nice going.
Now
Sure,
I know that there's an
sure,
Agent
okay.
Spider.
And I know there's
Wow,
something
okay.
unique or something to point out about him too. Great job. Now I know he's gonna die or something. I don't know. But...
No,
now
that
I'm
that
gonna
is
think
not what
about it
happens
because
at
of
all.
you.
Nope, that's not
All
what
right.
happens at all.
All right. Delrin plays with a
Now you
$5
spoiled me
super
again.
chat. All right, I'm late. I'm gonna need you to repeat the last 2.5 hours. All right, hello everybody and welcome to the TTV podcast episode.
There it is. There it is.
I'm Meso.
I'm Var.
I'm LJ.
I'm Joe.
I'm Ben.
I'm Starbreaker.
I'm Sakota.
And hello everybody and welcome.
Sakota, that sounded so nice. Your voice is nice. Can you say strudel?
Strudel.
Yes. Hey,
trapped
so
in the
guys,
time
what's your
loop.
favorite snack?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really much of a snack
cereal a
person.
soup? Is cereal a soup?
All right.
Ah.
Well, we have the final results of the YouTube poll, and now we will stop the patron chat poll as well.
Oh,
So on the YouTube poll, with 42%,
Yes!
Var's Pipi Pupu Platter wins. With another hot take
Reality
coming
is
in with
often
38%.
disappointing.
Now on the patron chat,
reality is often disappointing.
Var's Pipi Pupu Platter is. Did somebody just take their vote away? I think they
Doesn't
did.
matter. I win anyway.
Yeah, basically. That's the gist of it. Var's
Yeah.
title does
Let's
win.
go.
Var got 17 votes across both Patreon and YouTube. The only thing that's going to come close to that is another hot take, which got...
And all you little mongrels down there in the chat were like, TTV is going back to like potty humor. Yeah. Well, you all voted for this.
That's true.
Yep, another hot take got 15, so this is the episode title.
All right.
Do
May
I-
God
Is
have mercy
mongrels
on
a
our
slur?
souls.
I probably shouldn't say that. Is that a slur?
Y'all let me down.
Well, let's see. Is
Oh my
mongrel
God.
a slur?
I love the boldness of your uncertainty, because it's like, is this a
Yes.
slur? And then you guys just keep saying it.
Var, yes. Yes, it is, Var. It
No!
is.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
Mongrel has the middle. We'll make this a teachable moment. Mongrel has the Middle English root word mong, which meant mix. If you use the word mongrel to refer to the mixed ancestry of a dog or other animal, you may or may
No.
not intend to be insulting. If you refer to a human as a mongrel, you are definitely making a
no.
pejorative comment about that
Oh,
person's
no.
origins.
Oh, I'm so
Dang,
sorry.
Wow.
You're about to get super canceled.
Dude.
If it helps, I'm mixed, so I've got the mongrel pass.
Okay, that doesn't...
Okay. No.
Okay, this has
No.
gone off the rails.
No. Why? Why do you
Can we
keep
change the
saying
title
that?
to Var says a slur?
No.
No.
Also, can I...
Oh no, Paleozoic Bricks is saying it's a slur for Down syndrome. Now I feel really bad, actually.
Good,
Oh,
good,
no.
good job, Var. You know
Are
what?
we- are
Hey,
we sure? Can we
Meso?
look that up? Can we make sure?
Meso?
I'm not gonna look it up. It's a teachable moment.
I'm
Yes, LJ?
definitely not going to say it.
Now, so we already have to
Regardless.
censor this episode. I'm gonna leave it to you as to whether or not all of this gets to get censored.
I guess we could. Because you have to cut out Zach saying a swear word earlier.
That's what I say. Yeah.
I'll leave it up to you, bro.
Real quick,
I'm sorry.
can I change the thumbnail?
Hey, let's
to be-
change the title to Var says slur.
Is it?
Yes, Elder.
Can I change
Go
it to
on.
be like an image of snacks that I used earlier instead of Spider-Man?
Well, we did talk about Spider-Man longer than snacks, so we
But-
talked
about
about
Spider-Man
We
it.
for
also
like
talked
2
about
hours.
I'm gonna-
being the
But
thumbnail.
I'm gonna-
the thumbnail doesn't have to correlate to length, so
I'm-
whatever looks best.
You should make the
We
thumbnail
talked
Spider-Man
about it
eating
being the
snacks.
thumbnail.
Listen, I'm gonna send
Spider-Man
this.
should be eating snacks.
I'm gonna send this in the private KTP cast chat. I want you guys to look at the distinct dichotomy that is presented here.
Okay. It does look very good in that context. Yes,
mean-
with the title.
Okay.
Oh, Zach does have a good point that we make deliberate reference to Spider-Man being the thumbnail several times. But hey, if you listen to the full thing, you'll get to this point, and now you'll get the double layer of the joke. So it's fine either way. I'm not bothered.
You got to use this, LJ. This is your thumbnail right here.
Okay, no, I think Ben's got it. Is this
Whatever
from an
works,
official
it's
comic
fine,
though?
man.
Because if it's from some fan art, then I don't want to just rip someone off.
Oh, I don't know. Let me find out. Oh, here we go. This was from Amazing Spider-Man number 578. You're good.
Okay, this image.
All right.
Okay,
Yes,
all right. In that case, I guess so.
I totally made that up. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, now I'm second guessing. Now I'm doubting you,
I'm
Ben.
confused.
I support you in your future endeavors, LJ.
Yes, LJ. Do
Whatever path you wish to take in life, you will have the backing of your friends.
Thanks.
all one of them.
Oh, why?
It's a long day.
Sorry, I meant to say all none of them.
Okay.
All right, we have two more super chats.
Squeaking
Oh
on
my
the day.
gosh, how much longer are we going, Mess?
We should end. We should
Yeah,
end now.
like you keep going.
It's like-
We get some super chats. Like, no, come on, man.
Well, we have to read the super chats.
All right,
Read
fine.
the-
Hurry.
Stinky Doodle, $5.
Oh, this guy again.
I'm gonna just read this exactly as he writes it. Chat GTP
Oh,
got
no.
nothing on my creativity. I drank the gender fluid, and now I'm going by capital H, he, him, because I am God. Raimi movies are best.
Oh.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Thank you, Stinky Doodle. And then Delrin plays $5. Var slinging slurs is going with Vin's POC spotlight. I see. I forgot about Vin's POC spotlight. All right.
Okay, so I'm looking up this slur, and I think people have misheard what word I said.
Oh my
But I'm
gosh.
not going to clarify.
Yeah. That is entirely fair.
I think we're mixing up two different words. Anyway, continue.
That's fair. I think we should probably end. As fun as this is, I like
should we?
chilling. Zach has to sleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
does he?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I want to go too because I want to play Arcanist with you guys.
We're not
That's
playing.
not gonna
Arcanists.
happen, pal. Yeah, it's too
Oh,
late.
sorry. I didn't mean you, LJ.
Wait, we have a super chat.
Do we?
Yes.
Whoa!
Meso.
World of Cars Entertainment, $1.99. I am prolonging this stream. You're welcome.
Okay.
Wow.
You succeeded. Thank you very much.
You better give me some of that.
I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, we never
You
did
guys is,
determine where Var's money is.
I determined.
Yeah, I never.
The payment
never got
hasn't
my-
come in yet. That's the
Well,
answer.
well, what the heck? You're
YouTube,
making me
YouTube
wait.
payments are 2 months offset.
Wait, you're getting paid?
Have fun.
Yeah, they're making me wait.
Var did a super chat last time and was like, I want a refund.
Yeah. they didn't give me my refund yet.
Hey, what do you mean
Dude.
they?
I didn't even get refunded.
It does not
pretty
go
You
to
sure I
didn't
the-
put
sent
any money in.
I did. I sent in like a $5 super chat one time, and I never got that money back.
It does not go to the couch fund,
Goes
Ari.
to the
It does,
website.
however, go to the TTV message boards fund.
Wait, there's a
Whatever.
couch fund?
The meme was that like, oh, it goes to buy Mess a new couch, but not actually though.
Do you need a new couch?
No,
a
I
couch.
needed a new couch and he co-opted it.
I need a couch.
You don't
That's the
have
story
a
is-
couch?
Var, my like my furniture capabilities are like falling apart currently. I don't have a couch. My desk is literally falling apart.
So, do you just have an empty living room?
Basically.
No couch? Oh man, I gotta get you a couch, guys. Let's do a couch fund.
I'm alright. I'm not gonna
Right
be living
now.
here that long.
I don't
Buy one
believe
of
him.
those- Buy
Fundraising
one
for
of
Messo's
those
couch.
$100 Target couches.
I have
don't
no
believe
need
him.
for a couch.
Messo's a liar.
I have no need for a couch at present.
Which is funny because when my couch literally imploded, you were like, "No, let's make it the Meso couch fund."
The super chat, I swear. I am
How are you gonna approach that one?
here's the thing, Stinky Doodle. I'm not gonna read that simply because you misspelled it, and that's arguably worse. So all I'll say is Stinky Doodle, $2. Keep reading. Dance for me. Insert word here. And on that note, let's
For the
go ahead
record,
and
Stinky
end.
Doodle, you use the word that does not mean the thing that other people think it means.
Okay,
I'm confused.
so
but
we're
anyway,
done, right?
yeah.
We're, like,
Okay.
I think we're over.
Meso, I'm
Yeah.
gonna start playing the music now. You won't hear it, but by the end of
All
it,
right. Thank you guys very much for listening to this episode of the TTV podcast. I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you as always for your continued support, and we will see you guys next month for the new episode. I am Mesa.
I'm Bar.
I'm LJ.
I'm Ben.
I'm Starbreaker.
I'm Sakota.
And we will see you guys next time. Have a good one, everybody.
And can we get Meso a couch? Come on, guys.
No,
Oh my
he
gosh.
doesn't need a couch.
I'm alright, it's fine.
I
get
need
some
my
couches.
money back.
No, you don't. You know what, Meso?
Yes, I do.
I'll take a
go to
couch.
the couch.
No,
No, Zach. You don't
no.
get a couch.
I don't need a couch!
Well, that's too bad. You're getting a couch.
Bye, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to the TTV podcast.